Game MVP. And he's coming to Montgomery for one night only. Faulkner University presents Drew Brees, October 5th at their annual benefit dinner. Tickets are on sale now. Order your tickets today by calling 334-386-7257 or at faulkner.edu.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
I got words. I got hairy legs.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Shut up, silly woman. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. The proof of the pudding's in the eating.
In politics, man must learn to rise above principle.
That's how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Hey, mister, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Plenty to get to today. We got a full studio with both Eddie Bader and Sky Mosley hanging out. But as has now become tradition here on Wednesdays, we're kicking off the show with the one and the only Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show there in Mobile, 106.5 FM, and also the editor-in-chief there at 1819 News. Jeff, how are you this afternoon?
I am well. How are you, Joey?
I'm doing quite well. But I'm seeing all these controversies over libraries, and I'm confused. Are libraries still a real thing?
Yeah, well, I think you and I have probably aged out of the library culture. That it's more for, it's either we're going to age back into it here in 30, 40 years, maybe. But, I think it's meant for a younger generation.
Well, but then I've seen that, 1819 News and all these concerned parents and government officials, I mean, y'all are just the new book burners. Don't you believe in freedom of expression? I really want to hear your take on this because it's been sort of the liberal Alabama talking point here.
Well, a couple of things. They have weaponized librarians, the left has. You got to give it to them for this because, you know what, What's the stereotype of the librarian? I mean, it's like the little old lady, or maybe it's just kind of the single woman, and she's got a bunch of cats or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, I don't want to. But now the librarian is purple hair and has a very strong view of the progressive side of the spectrum. I mean, like I said, they have radicalized librarians on the left. It's quite remarkable. That's number one. But number two, I just think that libraries got to be a reflection of the community, right? That, in a system where we, believe in the consent of the governed, you can't have this just absolutism when it comes to this. I mean, yeah, the First Amendment exists, but the community library is the community, right? And
right.
Letting the kind of literature they're trying to put in there, who is that for, other than people that want to normalize a certain behavior that other people object to?
Though, and you're seeing, what is it? I saw a tweet of Tabitha Eisner. She came under the crosshairs of the school choice activist Corey DeAngelis. And I didn't know her kids went to private school as she's fighting against school choice, but she made a comment I've seen before, and I'm not necessarily picking on Tabitha. I think for some reason I have a feeling I'll have a fantastic conversation with her not that far in the future. I think I could get along even if we disagree. That said, she was saying, well, with the school choice, you'll be teaching children or it might even happen in libraries or in any sort of public institution, religious ideas. But where my mind goes is when you're teaching sexuality to kids at a very young age, aren't you crossing a line at least into theological territory? Like how a child should be introduced to these ideas, what's the proper way a child should understand their sexuality and way in the world. It's not like you can just draw this line and go, well, this is religious, this is not. Like, what makes your idea so secular reasonable as opposed to, say, the religious person, say, a Roman Catholic like I grew up wanting to teach their kids the right way when it comes to these matters?
I mean, yeah, you're right about it crossing into a theological territory here, but I don't even think that matters what you base it on. It's like I said, it's consent to the governed, and the governed don't want a lot. Some do, and if you live in a community, if you live in a place, and you want your 5th grade health teacher teaching the birds and the bees or whatever grade it is these days, then so be it. But a lot of places, particularly in Alabama, don't want that. They don't want the government assuming this authority, assuming this duty, and that's what they do. They assume it, and I think that whatever Tabitha Eisner thinks about ideas about religion and sexuality and all these things, everybody pays taxes, everybody pays into the system, and if they don't want something, if they don't like it, there's a big enough consensus that maybe the government state needs to back off.
Right, and to me, it doesn't seem like a massive violation of free speech, or it's not even akin to book burning. If you're talking about local people deciding how they should curate their local library, I mean, somebody's got to decide that. And one thing that's just so frustrating, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine, is how these experts, whether they're librarians or whether they're librarians or anybody else, act like, well, even at the local level, we're the experts. How dare you intolerant rubes and hayseeds bring your Jesus into this room? It's just nonsense.
Well, isn't it just, they're just trying to normalize behavior. Like all through June, the month of June, you go to libraries and they have these Pride Month displays. And, I'm not against Pride Month displays. If your community has a sizable contingent of people that want to celebrate Pride Month, then so be it. But it's like, you're doing it in these small towns in Alabama where it's not a very big part of the population, and it's like you're just trying to impose these alien cultures upon a community that rejects them, that doesn't want that. And why are you doing that? And you're deciding, you're taking it upon yourself to decide, I'm going to make the world a better place. It would be a more enlightened world if we did things my way, and so on and so forth. But you're still a government employee, and you don't get to make that decision on your own.
Right, and there has to be input, and I just think there is a certain line being crossed, and hey, we should be allowed to argue over standards, without being accused of book burning. But the accusations are flying wild and loose these days all over the board. What the heck is going on with the Cannabis Commission? Like, I just saw this weekend or yesterday, the James Anderson story, a local judge here, and I know he's been hearing some of those cases in the back and forth. Like, we can't even sell medical marijuana to people without it being some crony car crash.
It's like it's reinventing the wheel, I feel like, and the legislatures no one to blame but themselves for concocting such a system. But it's like we got to have Alabama growers, and we got to do Alabama products, and we really want to restrict who and who can't get licensed, and it's just led to the situation that the state's picking winners and losers, right? And I think what's probably the warning thing, the biggest thing that will take away from this, guys, if we get casino gambling in Alabama anytime soon, or anything like that, this is exactly what it's going to look like. It's going to be chaotic, and they're going to be fighting over the license.
Well, it's just a shame because I think the prohibition laws, in particular on cannabis, have been a joke for a long time and make a mockery of the law, and everybody kind of knows it if you really think it through. But this is not, in my mind, necessarily an improvement. This is like controlling every aspect of the industry. There are already plenty of great businesses all over this country and this world you could get product in here immediately tomorrow. And again, it's just people playing around. At the end of the day, I know a few people personally who moved from this great state of ours because, hey, my daughter has epilepsy or different seizures. Now, I needed this particular thing, but it was illegal in Alabama. And I just wonder how many of these legislators or the folks that crafted this and are trying to make it work know how many people are leaving behind and might leave the state accordingly.
The perverse irony here is that, like you said, the way the marijuana laws are being enforced, it's a mockery of what the laws are. They just aren't. I mean, yeah, you go drive down any major road, and you tell me how you could get in the express lane, the high lane, and probably get a good contact buzz driving behind somebody. It's just a joke, but yet here we are, where you have sort of the wild west with God knows who's selling and what they're putting in some of this, and is being consumed, and you have this government inefficient bureaucracy with people just fighting, suing, and going to the media and calling people names, and the black market just kind of figures it out. But the black market's not safe. It just seems like they would be incentivized to get this done sooner rather than later.
Now, I still, even with all these problems with the Cannabis Commission, I still hesitate to put it all at the feet of John McMillan. Am I right or wrong to do that? What do you think's going on here?
I love John McMillan. I've known him for a long time. He's from Baldwin County. He's one of the first Republicans to be elected from this part of the state, or at least from Baldwin County. I just think he's in over his head. You need somebody strong. You need somebody that is got a, what you need like a John Cooper kind of figure, and in that role, and you need a John McMillan in John Cooper's role. You just need an authoritarian saying, no, this is how we're going to do it, and fighting on it, and no one ever does, and he always prevails. McMillan's trying to be more diplomatic, I think, but I mean, this is a totally different set of circumstances.
Now, I want to talk about your neck of the woods, then we'll get here to kind of Montgomery, the aftermath of this mayor's race and what it might mean for a potential congressional race in the future. But you just had, and it's pretty viral on 1819 News, but the mayor of Orange Beach, he's pretty angry over all this bridge controversy. Now, again, I'm not intimately familiar. I've seen y'all's reporting at 1819 News, but what is this, Mayor Kennan saying about, like, all this news about, what is it, the Baldwin County Bridge Company?
Yeah, so and this is just a good Cooper story to tell you. For decades and decades and decades, Highway 59 was the main north-south route to and from Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. You've ever gone down Gulf Shores Parkway there, you get off there and you go past Bay Minette, you go through Robert Still Foley, and then you go over the Intercoastal Waterway. This is old bridge. Well, in the late 1990s, Tim James, the same Tim James who ran for governor, put together some investors and got clearance from the state and got the property and built a toll bridge. The toll bridge has been there since 2000, and it just gets you on and off, but it's way further to the east. It goes by the wharf there in Orange Beach. So you have two bridges. One you have to pay, and the other's free. And if just depending on where you're going on the coast, a lot of people just will pay the money to avoid the traffic. And they built a four-lane route from I-10 all the way to this bridge. And the plans are maybe someday we'll see in our lifetime to extend it on up to I-65. Well, the time has come to the need for a third bridge, or expanding the bridge, widening the bridges, so more and more people can get on and off the island. The population's increased. We have threat of hurricanes. You got to get people off the island. Emergency. There's not a hospital on the island, so they need to get ambulances on and off the island. There's all kinds of reasons that they need to expand the capacity on the ways on and off the island. So the two options were, the toll bridge company said, well, if you build a new bridge, that would be bad for us. What we'll do, we'll add an extra bridge, an extra span, and we'll widen it, and we'll increase capacity, and we'll lower the toll, and we'll give all the residents of Baldwin County free pass over the bridge because they got to go to work or whatever, and we'll just make our money off the tourists. Cooper and Ivy rejected that, and they said we're going to build a third bridge. The third bridge is somewhere in between the two. The problem is, and I know I kind of need to wrap this up, to the north, you have the Gulf Shores Airport. So there's no road that can get you to any of the major routes, get you north and beyond. And to the south, back during the Bentley administration, Governor Bentley made a deal. He wanted to develop a part of Gulf State Park, and they built a resort there, and it's used all the time. But part of the deal was to get able to build a resort at the state park, there was an agreement he had made that he wouldn't build a road through the state park. So if you want to go south, you have to go around the state park. So it's kind of a bridge to nowhere scenario. You're landlocked to the north and south, and you just build the bridge. You have to build routes to the east and west to get to the main thoroughfares, so which is very problematic. And no one wanted the bridge. Well, Cooper, as it comes out, just wants to build the bridge because he thinks he can undermine the toll company and run them out of business. And I guess it's part of a strategy to eventually condemn the bridge and make it state property. But he's acting in bad faith. He's building this bridge to nowhere for the sole purpose of running a private company out of business.
Well, and it seems like, say, a guy like Mayor Kennan is kind of caught in between all this, saying, I'm just trying to make the traffic situation and the transportation situation better for my local community, and he seems to be frustrated by it, and I imagine a lot of people are frustrated by all this politicking and all this, courtroom shenanigans. Right.
Essentially you have a transportation director who's playing games with a very serious situation, it appears.
Well, and now, congratulations again, folks. Congratulations to Mayor Stephen Reed. He has won re-election going into a second term. But I did notice he was off the 67% high that he won with in 2019. It's now 58%. 58% is still pretty strong, but to me that doesn't necessarily suggest a lot of strength going forward into a potential new congressional district. When you kind of see how this, I guess we'll see what the courts come up with, what the lines will be eventually, but as you game this out and say compare Mayor Stephen Reed to Mayor Woodfin or anybody else that might want to run in a brand new congressional district, do you think the signs of him falling off his 2019 high suggest he's kind of softer and weakened a little bit?
Yeah, I absolutely do think that. I think he does not congressional right now. I think he needed a big number because he needs to own the city of Montgomery, the rest of the district, whatever it may be. Well, I mean, I don't know how the folks in Selma or wherever they're going to add Troy points beyond are going to vote, but I think he's weak. I don't think he is a lock to win a congressional race. If he had asked me this 2 years ago, and we were in the same scenario, so he's a lock. I think he's got a good shot at it, but I think the right candidate can beat him. And the guy we always talk about, guys, y'all's listening area, Dick Brubaker, I think, beats Stephen Reed head-to-head in a general election, and we keep that potential Democrat seat Republican. It's just he did not have he had a good showing, but not a great showing. Look, Joey, and I watched the mayoral race fairly close, not as close as you, but it's not like he had a stellar field of opponents either. Right. That were going to, that were really hard. It wasn't like a big test. It was a pretty easy test. Still didn't really improve his standing.
Yeah, and it almost came across as insecure. For instance, I like Barrett Gilbert a lot, having gotten to know him, but I think it was way too little too late, unfortunately. Like Victor is too, but again, too little too late. But I appreciate all your insights, Jeff. If folks want to check out what you're doing, what you're writing about, thinking about, talking about, how can they do so?
Well, first I encourage everybody to go to 1819news.com, but you can check me out, twitter.com/Jeff_4.
Well, I appreciate your time as always. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks a lot, Joey. Thanks for having me on.
Again, Jeff Poor there of The Jeff Poor Show and editor-in-chief of 1819 News. Let's say hello to the crew assembled. Gentlemen, how are we today?
How you doing, Joey?
Yeah, Sky, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Damn glad to be here,
that's the
Joey.
energy I like. Eddie seems preoccupied. Yes.
Yes, perhaps.
Is it the reason I think it is that you've been telling me about?
Oh, that too, but that's looking well.
Okay, all of a sudden he got a little sunshine in his face when I brought that up.
I had to bring Roxy to town today, and I didn't plan on showing houses, but things kind of fell apart. So I rode around with Roxy for 2 hours, and she threw up in my truck all day.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Roxy okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She just don't like riding in cars.
Yeah.
She gets incredibly car sick.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Susanna had to work today, so I had to. Yeah.
You can always bring Roxy here.
Oh, yeah, but I wasn't going to drop her off for 2 hours. Bring her on the Sky Show. Hey, Sky, here's Roxy. You guys take care of her.
Roxy would be more than welcome to keep me company in the studio. I get so lonely.
So I had a little rough morning.
My goodness. I think in a second, Parker Snyder of 1892 should be calling in to continue this conversation. In particular, I want to get into this whole idea that the COVID restrictions are coming back.
They're trying, buddy.
Called it.
Yeah,
Called
like,
it.
I don't think we're going there in Alabama again this time. Or at least I hope that there are some people that would fight the so-called
How do we
experts.
fight, though? How do we fight? I mean, I
You
know
gotta
as a
pass,
citizen what
the
I can do.
legislature has to get off their butts, pass a law.
This is the same legislator who passed the marijuana law.
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah, no.
How are we doing with that?
Well, we still have the same health officer. We haven't managed to get rid of him.
Right.
So, if you try the same things again without doing any changes.
What if we instead just did mass non-compliance?
I was non-compliant last time.
But not just you. I know you're big.
It
but
leads the way.
Mass non-compliance.
I would like
that,
but
a 1,000-man Eddie Bader army marching away from all your rules and regs.
I love that idea, but unfortunately, not everyone has the kind of freedoms you, me, or Sky has, where they will put specific pressure on somebody. Like, let's say you're VA.
Yeah, but what do you got to lose?
Well, a lot. A lot.
Oh, you lose your medical license. Big deal.
To a doctor, to you and me, not a big deal.
Well, it might be.
Doctor,
It might be a big deal. It's not as much as your dignity, though.
That's what I would like to think, but unfortunately,
Really, I'm so tired of it. Doctors and lawyers, usually brilliant people, very forthright people, people that have some get up and go. There's some of there's also a lot of problems with those professions, long hours, and
Sure.
yeah. But what happened to these people? When did y'all become a bunch of conformist weenies?
I don't know if it's
letting the people that run your profession tell you what to do. When did you, as a lawyer or a doctor or anything else, become some servant for an association that had nothing to do with getting you where you are today? And I'm so tired of these gatekeepers and these parasites that take tolls everywhere you go, as opposed to actually letting true talented professionals serve their community. Oh, but what about safety? What if you got some quack that, starts giving men vasectomies out of the back of a van? Well, that's what you get for getting a vasectomy in the back of a van.
Now, hold on.
And again, we can have safety standards and rules without it being some damn power play that if you disagree with the central authority, we're going to take your livelihood away. So I'd like to see some people stand up to that crap. Stop being pushovers.
Who manages this? The radio networks, not the owner, but we have a government entity, correct?
Yeah.
So let's say today they said Joey can no longer say that the COVID compliance is wrong. What do you do, Joey?
F
do
them.
you quit?
Yeah, no, I keep going until they make me leave.
So 1 minute later after you come on the radio, you're willing to make that sacrifice?
Yeah, it's worth it.
Now as opposed to before?
Yeah.
We've learned a lot.
Because they scared me last time. And, maybe they'll just scare us all again so much.
Oh, you see what they do in Canada. They locked up people's accounts.
Right.
I mean, ultimately, until we, the people, stand up, and I'm ready.
Well, a lot of the American people, my point is, have to start to be willing. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen, but you need to be willing to lose it all.
Is COVID going to be that hill?
Well,
I don't know.
Why not this one?
Why not this one? You have to push back at some point, and I'm all ahead of getting in front of the pushback, because we all know that you hear the rumblings of COVID's coming back. So we the people need to have the rumblings of not here.
Well, but to Sky's point, I think it's going to be a different hill for different people. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't. At the end of the day, I'm sitting here ranting and raving, but I can empathize with. I can understand somebody's situation, saying, I got kids, I got a mortgage, I got a life, I got a reputation. Like, I built this over a lot of years. And I would say to that person, I get it, and you got to do what you got to do. I don't run your life. But because this is your life, because this is the way you provide bread to people that you love and know, because this is something you're good at too, damn it, and you enjoy your job, How does it make you feel with all that being true that somebody is using that to manipulate you into doing things you don't believe to be true? You've got to stand up to it. And there are creative ways to go about it, I suppose.
It's time for some good old civil disobedience this time around. I've had enough too.
That said, before we hit this break, can you tell us about the Alabama Gazette, Scott?
I'm very proud to tell you about the Alabama Gazette. Proud to be associated with those good people. The Alabama Gazette has been publishing their conservative newspaper for coming up on 24 years, October 1st. Always the Alabama Gazette under the banner of God, family, and country. It's going to be a big party downtown at their offices to celebrate 24 years. We'll be telling you about that as we go forward. Open house, lots of surprises as well. It's a great time to advertise with the Alabama Gazette. Take this number down, 356-6700. Great value for your advertising dollar. Why not advertise with people that share your views, your convictions, your morals, your ethics? The Alabama Gazette, pro-life, pro-family, pro-America. They always have been. They always will be. 356-6700, the Alabama Gazette. Give them a call now.
Let's hit this quick break. We'll come back to Parker Snyder of 1819 News. Stay tuned.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Next contestant.
Honey, you look confused. What's wrong?
I'm having a hard time remembering to take my medications like I'm supposed to. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to worry you.
I'm glad you told me, because I heard that Adams Drugs has a medicine on time service that will package your monthly medications and make them easier to manage. Our neighbors, Bill and Leslie, mentioned the other day that they use Adams and how they have made it so easy for them to manage their medications.
Do you think we can call Adams Drugs or go by there and see if they can help me? I don't want to get to the point where you have to put me into an assisted living home.
Why don't you get your medications together right now and let's go down to Adams and talk to the pharmacist.
How much does the medicine on time service cost?
I asked Bill that same question, and he told me it's a free service for Adams customers.
Free? Wow, I'm feeling really good about this already. Let me grab my meds list.
Call Adams Drugs Medicine on Time for your pharmacist consultation. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for more information on our Medicine on Time packaging service.
Good morning. Do you have time for lunch today? My treat.
Absolutely. But what's the occasion?
I'm in love with the new 24/7 Express kiosk at Worth Cleaners. The kiosk is so easy to use, and I can drop off and pick up on my schedule. Thank you for sharing that tip with me.
You're welcome. I'm happy to have my lunch buddy back.
Have you tried the new Worth Cleaners 24/7 Express kiosk? This is the first service of its kind in Montgomery. Customers love the convenience of dropping off and picking up dry cleaning and laundry on their schedule, day or night, 365 days a year. Even if you've never used Worth Cleaners before, you can go to their location at 7825 Vaughan Road today and use their 24/7 Express kiosk. Instructions along with several descriptive photos are posted on the wall next to the kiosk to aid customers who are first-time users. Give it a try. Visit our Vaughan Road location or find Worth Cleaners on Facebook for more information. Your family's clothing is worth it.
Hi, this is Dr. Brad Schaefer. As a podiatrist, I can tell you no two people's feet are alike, which is why I recommend Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. They're customized for your feet, so you get a unique solution your feet really need, not just a one-size-fits-all insole. They're clinically proven to provide pain relief for achy feet, knees, lower back, plantar fasciitis, and heels. Take the Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotics Assessment in Walmart today, now in the foot care aisle.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
You don't have to pay today, tomorrow, or the rest of the year. It's the No Pay Labor Day event at Toyota Montgomery. Now through Monday, take your pick from new Toyotas like Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, and more. And pay nothing down and no payments till next year, 2024. We're just getting started saving you money. Because when you buy Labor Day weekend, you don't have to pay any interest. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on new Toyota models. Every payment goes directly to principal, and you don't pay the bank a penny. It's the absolute best time to buy a new Toyota because you don't have to pay. No money down, no payments till 2024, and no interest. All offers absolutely end Labor Day Monday. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to the all-new Toyota Montgomery today. Online at toyotamontgomery.com.
$0 down on select new vehicles. 0% APR financing on select new 2023 vehicles. With approved credit through dealer preferred lender with $100,000 financing limit, maximum payment of $1,000 per month through 2024. Plus tax, title, license, and $995 doc fee. May not be combined with some offers. Ends 9/5/2023.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Some of the outer clouds around Hurricane Idalia are circulating into our area, but we're going to keep the rain chances small today. Maybe a few spotty showers or thunderstorms in through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. Today's high temperature held down by clouds to 87. Tonight's low 67. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We should be dry with a high around 91. Then widely scattered storms, perhaps Friday and Saturday. But mostly sunny. We should be dry on Sunday and Labor Day Monday with highs 90 to 92. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader and Sky Mosley in the house.
How you doing, buddy?
Reverend. Doing all right. And on the phone now, we have Parker Snyder of 1819 News. Hey, Parker, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey, Joey, I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing quite well. In between talking to you and Jeff Poore, I went on a little bit of a rant I didn't plan on. What do you make of this whole kind of resurgence of not just the idea, COVID, a new variant's around, but people wanting to put on the same restrictions and lockdown measures as last time?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a big question of whether it's going to happen again. And you see kind of the same pattern of, there's a new variant, after summer and, going into the Thanksgiving, Christmas holidays, you need to start thinking, do I need to go home? Do I need to wear a mask? Do I need to social distance? And so the question is going to be, is our government going to do what it did the first time? And I mean, I've been doing a little bit of looking around, and we've got some stories on 1819news.com with government officials in our state saying that it would be very stupid to try to shut down again. Now, those government officials are not the ones who did it last time. But they are ones who have some influence, some state senators and people like that. But I think you're right that people are going to need to decide if they want to stand up and act or just kind of obey again. We'll kind of see what happens.
Now, I mean, what do we think of Scott Harris? Because he was recently, talking publicly about how this, democratization of the media, this has, caused so many problems. People are in their own echo chamber. They won't talk to each other.
Yeah, well, that's quite interesting. I mean, part of that, the echo chamber stuff is true.
Right.
In some ways, because it's like the liberals have their echo chamber, we have ours. But I think he ended that article, he ended that little talk, he was on Capital Journal, and he said, what we need to do is we need to start by gaining their trust, and then we can do what we need to do. And I'm like, I don't know how you're going to be gaining this trust. I don't really see your game plan here.
Well, and what's interesting is everybody is siloed off. I admit, we're very much in post-persuasion America, sadly. I'm not celebrating it. But it seems like one particular group of folks that are in their particular silo or echo chamber, they get to decide what everybody else has to do. That's the problem. Not our disagreements, the fact that you have undue power over the rest of us. It doesn't matter what we say to you. You claim to be the ones so enlightened you've got to force the right thing on everybody.
And whose fault is that? I mean, that in part is our fault for electing people who don't change that, because it's all, our laws are created by our legislators, and our legislators have allowed the state health officer to continue to be appointed by the union of doctors in our state. And yeah, I mean, part of it's our fault. I did one thing I think is kind of interesting after hearing you talk before the break. I was looking up to see what are the NYU professors saying? Are they telling us we need to shut down? Are they telling us it's time to shut down? And this one NYU professor of virology, she was saying that you need to mask and all that stuff, but the era of shutdown that is gone, in her opinion, which is interesting. I think that's something worth maybe a little bit of peace about, maybe our businesses aren't going to all get shut down. But the mask is going to be a suggestion for sure.
Well, and it is fascinating when folks are like, oh, did you, Joey, and did you and Parker just come up with this, in the basement the other day? Think of this. Did you talk to your aunt in Kansas and she gave you the epidemiology story of the century? No. It's not us. What I love seeing is, Sweden taking a different approach and having the least amount of excess mortality, excess deaths in those COVID years. On another front, I think Sweden and a bunch of other places are banning things like transgender affirming care that involves surgeries and hormones and hormone blockers. So you're seeing all of a sudden the scientists and the public health authorities in Sweden are dumb and the American ones are so smart. And that's what's so frustrating to me on so many issues. There's no actual conversation. It's just a bunch of you do what we say we've already decided.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no conversation. Your discussion on the doctors and lawyers. I have many doctor and lawyer friends, and so I'll ask them about, COVID or, some of the legal stuff and legal, interesting questions. And anytime you even mention something that is, not the narrative, it's you just can't really, it's not it. That's not how science works. And you can't really ask that question, or you're ostracized. So it's just the standard. They've spent 8 years in medical school. Some of them very much authoritarian, kind of these professors, and the medical system gets to decide where your residencies is, where everything goes. And so you're used to, even these really intelligent people, you're used to succumbing to authority. And so I think that's just kind of what we're seeing over and over again.
Yeah, and it's not a good place to be when people are saying and doing things they know they don't actually believe. That's where you really go downhill. But here, how about some good news? I think starting on Friday, we're going to see a cut in the grocery tax.
I know, isn't that strange? We're getting a tax cut in Alabama. That hasn't happened in quite a few years. Yeah, so starting Friday, it's September, and so we're going to all get a 1% tax reduction on our groceries, and that includes everything but the really hot food at the grocery store. And they passed this in the last session. Another percentage will come off hopefully next September if the education budget grows. One thing that's interesting is that only 12 states even tax groceries at all. Liberal places don't even tax groceries. California doesn't tax groceries. New York doesn't. But it's not only a liberal idea. It's a conservative thing Florida doesn't either. And I think it's fair to think about ways to make it easier for the least of these is people who have to buy groceries all the time, all of us, and the people who are poor, to not have to pay as many taxes, just because we've got a little bit of a regressive tax system in Alabama. So this is going to correct some of that. So go buy groceries, and you'll get a little bit of a relief there too.
Well, and I would like to see them double that cut and double it again. And I think the tax groceries in the first place is wrong, but I get the arguments of why they don't want to kill that goose just yet. It's way too golden. But Parker, if folks want to find out what you're writing about, what you're talking about, how can they do so?
Yeah, so folks can visit 1819news.com. That's 1819news.com. And we've got stories that are updating every day, and you'll get the latest of what's going on in Alabama. And we're kind of like y'all's watchdog. We're watching out for things that are coming in other states and keeping people updated so it doesn't happen here.
And y'all are now doing like a membership thing, right, to support what you're doing?
We are, yes. So we're a nonprofit. We don't let big companies run ads on our website because we don't want to be bought by their influence. And so you can become a member from anywhere from $5 a month, which is what I would recommend for people who are just starting out, and you'll get access to all of our content, our behind-the-scenes stuff, and the benefit of supporting a nonprofit that is trying to help Alabama.
Well, I appreciate the time as always, Parker, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Joey.
Thank you. Again, Parker Snyder of 1819 News. Are we happy with the grocery tax?
Well, I understand that if we behave ourselves and we're very grateful, we'll get another % cut next year, which is really kind of
the problem I'm having with it there.
Our
grandparents telling us what we can have and what we can't have.
Our grandparents?
Governor, shall not be your grandmother and mine.
That is true.
A lot of our leadership in this state will not be your grandparents.
Yeah, but what's wrong with being old? It's true.
Nothing wrong with being old.
They are very, very old.
Nothing wrong with being old.
There's nothing wrong with it?
Nope.
But they are very, very old, right?
Nothing wrong with it. However,
nothing wrong with it.
What I always say is,
a lot of wisdom.
If you can't drive a car in traffic, then I don't need you to be my leader in no shape, way, or form.
What does running a clutch show have anything to do with running a state?
If you can't handle multiple situations happening at one time, then I don't need you to be in my leadership. Period.
I mean, but
if you had the opportunity to, if Alabama was your company, would you not fire the CEO?
No, yes. I'd make him like CEO emeritus.
That's fine. Right, that's fine. You can have that.
Let Kay Ivey do all the ribbon cuttings and visit all the kids at the schools. Actually, when she does that, it's endearing. It's great.
That's a smart way to do it.
Kind of like the President of the United States.
Wait, actually, I think we already have that. Or she does the ceremonial stuff, and then other people that she hires
actually run the show.
Right, but I think it happens with more than just her.
Yeah,
I think it happens with a lot of them. It's like the whole thing is kind of dishonest at the end of the day. Even if you have an honest person in there, like the whole process makes everybody a bit disingenuous.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think if people started telling the truth, because everybody claims they love the truth, right? I think the whole system would fall apart.
People love other people's truths, but not their own. Like I love Joey's truth, and Joey loves my truth. But Joey doesn't like telling folks his truths, and I don't like telling folks mine.
What are we doing here?
Did you take mushrooms before the show?
No.
My truth, your truth, we're silent, but we're not.
Silent.
You ever just want to stare at the silence and
want to stare at the weld?
See what silence looks like?
The colors, man.
I'm just giving you back a proportional response to whatever hippy-dippy crap that was.
Sorry.
Eddie's in guru mode full today.
Sorry.
Really is.
Sorry you guys
There's
are swimming in the
some
shallow
depth in
pool.
this
Come on
stuff.
out in the deep end. It's nice.
There's some depth in it.
This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And they're at Montgomery Men's Health. You know what, Sky? They can help out men your age. They can help out men my age, Eddie's age, men of all ages. If you're noticing especially symptoms of low T, like low energy and drive, including low sex drive, just don't feel like you used to. Your edge is kind of gone. Well, you need to go by Montgomery Men's Health, and for only $99 in about an hour, you can know your testosterone numbers. If you do, in fact, have low T, they have treatments there that can truly change your life. Most men, after these treatments, experience higher energy, better gains in the gym.
Brother.
That's right, brother. better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns. You might even notice an increased sex drive.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
There's a lot right with it. So call up Montgomery Men's Health today. Make an appointment at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. And be sure to tell them you heard about them here on News and Views.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Bo Goodson Real Estate School. The kids are going back to school. How about the parents? Our new classes for pre-license begin September 14th, right around the corner. Every Thursday night from 6 to 9 p.m., we teach about contracts, negotiation, agency, pricing a home to sell, how to make money buying investment property, in all over 20 different real estate topics. Start your new career with us. If you've been thinking about getting into the real estate business, here's where you start. Begin now with the best. Interactive classes, no video, open forum. We also offer couples discount and a military discount or first responder discount. How about starting your new career now? Sit in for the first night and see how you like it before you go forward. For all the information, call Bo Goodson at 221-2883, Bo Goodson Real Estate School.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, you will immediately see the difference in pricing. Not only do we offer the most competitive rates, but our closing costs rank among the lowest in the industry. How do we do it? Because we can. We do not have the overhead that big banks and lenders do. Those big banks and lenders have big expenses. And what do? They pass those expenses along to you. Meanwhile, here at Alabama Home Mortgage, we receive wholesale rates which result in big savings that we pass along to you. Don't pay more for less. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our rates and pricing are just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Need storage? Riverway Storage is a 20-acre secure and monitored facility storing personal and household items, RVs, campers, and boats. They're all a part of their service. Recreational vehicles can be stored outside or under 2 types of covered buildings. Their facility has plenty of room, even for heavy equipment. For your convenience, registration and payments can be made online. A locally owned business located at 480 Old Rifle Range Road near Wetumpka, just off Highway 231 on the way to the lakes. Visit their website at riverwaystorage.com.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader and Sky Mosley in the studio with me.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
You okay, Eddie?
Yeah.
You just seem down.
I got a lot of work over here.
I like your t-shirt.
Thank you.
Hey, Clint, how you doing?
Yes, sir. What's going on in Alabama?
Oh, too much and not enough at the same
A
time.
little bit of rain. That's about it.
Man, I wish we could get some rain. We ain't had no rain over 50 days.
Is that right? Man, y'all dry.
Texas.
Where are you at?
Yeah, remind the audience.
Yeah. I'm in Tomball, Texas.
Cotton Ball?
That's where I'm living at. Yes, sir.
Tom Ball.
West Texas?
Yeah, it's northwest of Houston. So
I've been through there.
yeah,
Good people.
Oh, good folks.
Yeah.
Good folks. On my way to Tom.
But hey, I'm gonna check on 5 of your callers, if I may. How is Jack and Dan doing?
Both of them are doing all right, I think. I see Jack pretty often. Last time I texted with Dad, he seemed in great spirits. So that's both of them doing good.
Good. Happy to hear that. I enjoy them. Hey, next time you talk to Jack, tell him I still got the book that he signed. So.
Good deal.
Yeah, I got Jack's signature. Best signature I ever got. So.
Collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 3 more. I said 5. I got 3 more.
All right.
Red Top. He doing all right?
He's doing all right. Yeah. I just talked to him. He's going to call us back in about 10 minutes.
All right. And Donkey Lori?
She's doing good?
She's doing good. Got a new puppy she's fostering right now.
And Mr. Charles?
Haven't heard from Charles in a while. Last time I did hear from him, it's been a few weeks.
But I assume he's doing all right.
He's doing fine. I know he is.
All right.
That's right.
We're maintaining.
I just want to check on everybody and see how you guys are doing, how things are going.
Well, I appreciate it, Clint.
Yeah.
Hey, you can. I know you're probably not plugged into the internet and all out there, but you can catch us live streaming now if you want. You can see just how pretty Joey is.
Eddie Bader. I don't do computers. I don't do apps.
You got a TV?
I don't do none of that
Do you
stuff.
do
I'm
cocaine?
too old for that.
Cocaine? Do
I
you?
I just got done smoking a doob.
Woo!
All right.
Look out.
No wonder you were being so considerate and thoughtful of others.
Hey, and tell Red Top he wants the good weed, I'll bring some to him.
All right, okay, I told you don't incriminate yourself on these airwaves. Be cool, man.
News Talk
I don't
93.1 does not promote the use
Yeah,
of
but
illegal
I
drugs,
do.
by the way.
Yeah, like goodness.
Oh, my
Blue
Lord.
Line.
I've been in jail a few times.
Wow. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Surprised, yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great day.
See you, Clint.
272-9228. Let's go to Babs. Hey, Babs.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My comment about the grocery tax, 100% yay, but yet she had enough money out of the Education Trust Fund to send $25 million or to spend it because it all didn't go to one place. And then I understand that she gave $7 more million. All of this went to the water park.
Yeah, I think some was done kind of behind the scenes there. Well, initially it was actually $5 million. The 25 was proposed. The legislature said,
Right.
Then it was the 5, and then an extra 7, I believe, has been added.
But 25 altogether going to different cities.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That's my big complaint. They have so much money, it almost seems like they're wallowing in it. But that's my comment. As usual, I enjoy it, and I was going to ask about Jack and Dan both, and I talked about you with Greg yesterday. I called you Baby Joey.
That's
a
little baby Joey.
That's fair to me.
Oh, Eddie's going to run with that.
A baby. And look where he's come. Another giant on the talk radio station. So I appreciate you guys, all of you. Thank you very much for all that you do, and have a great day.
You too, Babs.
Appreciate you,
Thanks.
Barbara. Thank you. Yeah, I'm I was once a babe in the woods, and now I'm a man about town. Get me over here flexing, brother.
Yeah, don't flex too hard. You might rip that shirt.
Yeah, don't get the big head on us.
No, I mean, it comes with it. Wait, I'm
When
not
you
taking
wear a hat like that, you got to have a big head.
Yeah, when you take steroids, it happens.
Are you roided up now?
I'll bring in my Barry Bonds.
Actually, no, I'm not. But you know the thing I'm taking that I got from the doctor.
Oh,
it
that
has
thing.
the same.
That thing.
Has the same effect.
I thought that other thing.
Go see Montgomery Men's Health, folks.
I'll fix you up.
It's actually the same drug that Brock Lesnar got knocked for.
Really?
Yeah, because he was taking it actually because of after diverticulitis, and he was recovering from it, and that helped get his testosterone levels up, hormone levels up, Clomid.
But I didn't know he got.
And yeah,
for that.
So I'm not technically roided up, but
very close.
You know, I'm enhancing, I suppose.
You know,
hey, it works.
Two of our comedians we like to listen to, Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
both of them openly after.
Wait, did Bert get on him?
Yeah.
Because Tom looks great.
That's the problem with Bert. Nobody believes he's on him because
he's still fat.
He got fatter.
Yeah, he's still fat and racist.
Yeah, he just got fatter.
I love those two.
But Tom is all about it. He's like, look, man. He said he was having a hard time, recovering from the injury.
Mm.
And he said motivation, things like that. He said, man, steroids for an older guy, nothing wrong with that.
You know how many people in the audience are like, who the hell is Bert and Tom?
Tom and Bert. Bert and Tom. Yeah, they're good comedians. Two bears, one cave. Bert came here to Montgomery. He's in Atlanta tonight.
He's great, yes. Just, if you're going to point people to that podcast, just
Two Bears, One Cave.
Not safe for work disclaimer, all right?
You got the hoodie, Two Bears, One Cave.
I do. You gave it to me as a, as a gift.
Thought we could be matching.
How about we hit a break?
All right.
More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Hurricane Idalia made landfall in Florida as a Category 3 storm and unleashed devastation along a wide stretch of the Gulf Coast. More than 330,000 customers in Florida and Georgia without electricity, while rushing water covered streets near the coast. The National Weather Service says Idalia will hit the Carolinas as a tropical storm before moving out to sea. A convicted rapist who authorities say used a jet ski during an escape from an Arkansas prison has been arrested in West Virginia. The U.S. Marshals Service says Samuel Paul Hartman was taken into custody Tuesday along with his wife, his mother, and his mother's boyfriend. That happened at a Lewisburg hotel. On Wall Street, stocks remain higher. The Dow is up 53 points and the Nasdaq adding 78. This is SRN News.
Current events are unfolding like it's right out of the book of Revelations. From the threat of AI to genocide, wars, man-made bioplagues, everything prophesied in the Bible looks like it's happening now. After speaking to Christian leaders from all over the world, I believe the next step is a man-made crisis completely designed to take over our economic freedom. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, a Christian author and media analyst who breaks down current events to people just like you who are concerned about their future and the future of their families. I always tell my listeners that my people perish for lack of knowledge, is what the Bible says. You need knowledge about gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's the best option. To see why, text the word FAITH to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. I recommend you get their info kit. That's FAITH to 989898. And then you'll be armed with the information you need in order to have peace of mind and guide your affairs with great wisdom. God bless you.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by JB Windows and Siding. Call Jones Brothers. You'll be glad you did.
JB Windows and Siding has what you're looking for. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Some of the outer clouds around Hurricane Idalia are circulating into our area, but we're going to keep the rain chances small today. Maybe a few spotty showers or thunderstorms in through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. Today's high temperature held down by clouds to 87. Tonight's low 67. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We should be dry with a high around 91. Then widely scattered storms, perhaps Friday and Saturday. But mostly sunny. We should be dry on Sunday and Labor Day Monday with highs 90 to 92. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
1819 News.
Governor Ivey has now filled a spot on the Alabama Board of Pardons and Paroles. Ivey has selected the Director of Operations from within the Bureau of Pardons and Paroles. Gabrielle Simmons will now serve on the board. She began her career within the Bureau back in 2004 in Montgomery as a probation and parole officer. She then moved up through the Bureau to become the Operations Director in 2020. The vacant seat on the Alabama Board of Pardons and Paroles has been open since this past June. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
A Dothan man already facing 56 counts of sexual abuse now has additional charges. 37-year-old Timothy Lloyd was arrested on Monday of this week and charged with 29 more counts of sexual abuse of a child under the age of 12. Bond for Lloyd has been set at almost $2 million. U.S. Senator Katie Britt announces a grant from the U.S. Department of Commerce to the Marion Military Institute located in Perry County. The grant of $34 million will be to construct a math and science building at that institute. The MMI's STEM classes and laboratories will then all be located in a single state-of-the-art facility. MMI is part of the Alabama Community College system, and as a junior college, it can commission U.S. Army officers after only 2 years of study. MMI is the nation's oldest military junior college. It was founded in 1842. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Actor portrayal, based on a real patient experience.
I'm Mike. I'm a husband, proud father of two, work my butt off 6 days a week, some nights too. When my family or my company needs me to make it happen, I make it happen. But a few months ago, I started having trouble making it happen, in the bedroom. I tried some pills online, but they didn't work. Honestly, I thought about throwing in the towel on my sex life, but I'm not that old. I still want to enjoy intimacy with my wife. Like that poet said, I don't want to just go gently into that good night. So I went to Montgomery Men's Health. I got some lab work and a urologist prescribed me some meds. Wow, it made it happen. I can't say enough good about them. They took care of me, followed up, and made adjustments to make it happen even better. I even learned I had low testosterone, which they were also treating me for. And I have never felt better. If I were you and you're like me, I'd give them a call today at 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. If you like most guys, they'll make it happen for you too.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house.
In the house?
And, we got plenty to get to today, but let's go right to the phones at 272-9228 and talk to Papa B. Papa B.
Papa B. Yeah, I'll leave you guys alone for just a little bit. And I mean, look what happens. You get all reflective, start talking about smoking pot. Next thing you know, you're going to be playing Simon and Garfunkel.
What a buzzkill.
The sound of silence.
Yeah, bridge over troubled water. It's like, all right, yeah, let's have a party.
Yeah, how profound. That gets you out of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so this Fannie Willis over in Georgia, Fannie is showing her fanny, isn't she?
I suppose.
So, well, what would you call it? I mean, it's just political, interference. It's, pretty much clear to me.
Yeah, I think she's just seizing an opportunity here, politically speaking. I think she's going too far with it. I mean, Eddie, do you think she's just, Fannie Willis there is just, like, is she making a mistake or somebody making her do this?
Yeah, somebody told her this is what you're going to do. We put you in power, and now you're going to do things we want you to do. And I guarantee she's like, okay, what do you need me to do? I mean, look at the district she's in.
Mm.
The feds had to raid that place not long ago.
That's true.
She stated up front what she was going to do. Nobody should be surprised. Her stated goal was to go after Trump. So, of course, that's what she's doing.
Here's something that gets me. Not one single living past president has said one damn thing about this, when every one of them should be raising hell. So that tells me, and it tells anybody with half a brain, you are a slave to these people, like it or not. Period.
And yet the Trump campaign raised $20 million in August in the midst of all this. Well, all it's doing is making them more popular with certain folks.
Oh, man, lock me up.
But in the same way, I think this makes Fannie Willis more popular with a lot of her folks.
I think so, but I've seen a change, and Duke and I, he's probably going to call in now, but him and I have talked a little bit about off air. A lot of black people are turning towards Trump now because they're saying, look, I've seen them do this to my people. I know what this is about. All they're doing is messing with this man.
Yeah.
Then they say,
You damn right you can bring me anything you want from Texas, buddy. How about that? My lungs are open. And see, Joey, see the great spirit of camaraderie and peace and loving that marijuana brings to people.
Right. Now, I don't want that person, running my military or my battalion, but I don't want them building by boats.
You know
or
what?
anything.
We'd have a hell of a lot less wars, I'll tell you that.
Oh, sure.
They might need a... And, by the way, Starship, they said August 31st. I'm going to check it tonight for the next launch, believe it or not.
Oh.
And, Eddie, this is for you and me.
Yeah.
The yearly gathering of the redheads happened. I do believe it was in Norway last weekend. 5,000 redheads got together, and I had a picture of them. You talk about...
Holy cow.
Damn radiation glowing from these people's heads, man. It was damn wonderful.
5,000
I
redheads
wish I'd have
together.
known where they have it every year. Now, let's talk about racketeering.
All right.
And what's the definition of racketeering? Government. Legal racketeering. It's just like legalized murder is capital punishment as far as I'm concerned. Because can't nobody kill anybody else, but the government can kill
don't forget
anybody
war.
they want.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I ain't talking about capital punishment. I'm dead set against that and always have been. Everybody knows that. But what we have going on between the federal government and big business and the state government and business and all that, it is racketeering to an incredible level at this point.
I agree with that.
Calling Donald Trump a racketeer by these guys is just beyond the imagination. And there's a bunch of states that are starting to get involved in racketeering lawsuits against the federal government for a lot of these subjects right here. I wonder where our representatives are. And by the way, this marijuana commission stuff is pathetic. From what I hear from people, it's only going to be edibles and gummies. Well, damn it, that is pathetic. They ain't got no flour to hell with their ass.
Hey, Red Top, let me ask you, are you surprised? I mean, you remember, these people didn't want to put this in. They reluctantly put it in, so now they're just going to slow walk it. And if it were anything that were going to make them quick money, hey, it'd be already done.
No.
But they're going to slow walk this. Yeah. And they'll put the most incompetent people in charge of it and go, well, this is our leadership. Get out of the way, government. Get out of the way.
Yeah, just get out of the way. They have no intention of helping anybody medically in this damn state, for sure.
Thank you.
And, they're a bunch of damn scumbags. They can rot in hell.
Oh, goodness. That's a little harsh there.
It's frustrating.
Well, no, it's not harsh because probably 8 million people have been put in jail for marijuana in this country now. That is cruel and unusual punishment. So, yes, they can rot in hell. And I've already served my time in purgatory. I lived in Butler County.
I'm just saying that.
Go Trump.
That ain't up to you.
See,
Thank you,
Red
Red Top. Thank God.
Yeah,
it
can you
ain't
say
up to
that?
him.
Hey, God, I've already did my time in purgatory, so we're good. Is that acceptable in the Catholic faith?
No, once you're in purgatory, you pretty much you're at His mercy.
Oh.
Let's go to simpler days, aren't we all?
Yeah. What's up, simpler days?
Somebody said Red Top's ex-wife served her time in purgatory, too. But anyway, hey, nobody knows the number. Nobody knows that mugshot number of any of the 15 prisoners that died in the Fulton County Jail last year.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 15 of them died under that sheriff's supervision and authority. Nobody's investigating that. There is a tremendous backlog of murder cases and felony cases in Fulton County under the district attorney's office. Nobody is raising hell about that.
Right.
But old Trump comes to town. We should have been prosecuted by the feds or somebody else. But Trump comes to town, and now everybody in the country knows that. So who has more value? 15 dead prisoners. Because, we always hear that prison reform, we need to be concerned, but nobody's concerned about them. And nobody's concerned about the victims in those cases of that backlog of criminal activity in Fulton County. But old Trump, he brings them all to a head.
Mm-hmm.
He really is an inspiration, isn't he?
Well, he is. He'll go down in history like the old I used to see him when I went to New Orleans when I was a teenager, and you'd see the old pictures, little Al Capone, of all the criminals, the wanted posters, and you'd get one and bring it home, and Trump will be right up there with them. Have a good weekend, man.
Thank you.
See you simpler days.
Well, and on that point, the Trump campaign put together a thing where they're essentially saying, what is the way they put it? The Democrats have violently claimed the last 3 Republican election victories were stolen victories. So this is apparently a huge montage going back years, put out by the Trump campaign as an official ad. Let's watch some of this together, Eddie.
Republican supporters and President Trump are being ridiculed, persecuted, and even prosecuted by Biden, congressional Democrats, and their radical prosecutors for raising questions about the accuracy of the 2020 election. This may be one of the most hypocritical acts in history, considering the Democrats have violently claimed that the last 3 Republican presidential wins were stolen, rigged, and illegitimate. And it was the Democrats who tried to stop the certification of a Republican president. We start with the 2000 election, where Democrats claimed it was Gore, not Bush, who won, and that the Republicans and their Supreme Court stole the election.
Bush versus Gore. A court took away a presidency.
That was Hillary.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Not looking good then either.
That election. I think.
Was that?
That not looking good then either.
Right.
How many years ago was that? 10?
Now, and look at this is Biden. Look how different Biden looks.
Look at his eyes, though, man.
Yeah. beady little. Let's keep going with this.
One day, no doubt in my mind that Al Gore was elected president.
Jimmy Carter.
Speaking to a Democratic group in Chicago Tuesday, he made it clear he thinks Al Gore was the winner.
By the time it was over, our candidate had won the popular vote, and the only way they could win the election was to stop the voting in Florida.
What I observed as a voter, as a citizen of Illinois 4 years ago, were troubling evidence of the fact that not every vote was being counted.
The Supreme Court selected George W. Bush as the president. He was not elected.
Catherine Harris, Jeb Bush, Jim Baker, and the Supreme Court hadn't tampered with the results, Al Gore would be president.
There is overwhelming evidence that George W. Bush did not win this election.
I don't think that George W. Bush won the election in 2000 against Al Gore, because I think he probably lost Florida and also nationwide.
The court has been thwarting formation of the popular will, the most spectacular example being Bush versus Gore, where the majority, by a 5-4 vote, enjoined the counting of more than 100,000 ballots in Florida and essentially gave America its first court-appointed president.
If all the votes were counted in Florida, that Al Gore would be president today and George Bush would be back in office.
After the election, when you stole the election, you came back here and said, get over it. No, we're not going to get over it.
They're still talking about the year 2000. There's more. But, yeah, it's a tradition now to question the integrity of elections. It's just that sometimes when people do it, well, it rises to the level of, we're going to throw you in jail for it. You see that Trump told Glenn Beck yesterday, yeah, well, we got to lock her up. I mean, we got to fight fire with fire. Which is like, all right. I don't think this is a good road to go down, America.
What else do you do? I mean, they're coming at you.
I think more than trying to prosecute people, why not just take a wrecking ball to the things they love so much?
Well, I mean,
that need to be gone anyway.
From Trump's point of view, I mean, granted, he and I know he regrets it now, saying, hey, we're just going to let bygones be bygones. And then they came after him. At the beginning, remember, he said, hey, there are things that I could do to go after the Obamas, and things I could do to go after the Clintons. However, I want a peaceful transition of power.
That's what Beck asked him. It said it just like that. Yeah. And Trump said, well, I guess now you got to go after him.
No, he's
I just don't see how the champions of each party being prosecuted through the judiciary, like, how does that make anybody's life better?
It doesn't. But until we get these children out of these leadership positions, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I don't want to see anybody in prison necessarily. Well, some. But I more want to see them just leave us alone. Go away.
That ain't going to happen.
Let's talk to Urbanite. Hey, Urbanite.
Yeah, Eddie, what do millennials and old people have in common?
What's that, buddy?
They're both clueless. Oh, you know what? I think there's a chip they've been trying out on the old people, because I noticed McConnell, he glitched yesterday. I sent you a text, Joey.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw? Oh, yeah.
He glitched out again?
Oh, yeah. He had a computer problem in his head again.
Oh, boy. Did the lady walk up out of the blue and zap him like the last time?
I didn't see this one. I just read this one. So, but I'm like, why aren't we talking about what? Okay, Joey. What do you think the 5 biggest problems confronting this country are right now?
The 5 biggest problems facing this country right now?
Yeah, but none of the presidential candidates are talking about it. You might as well talk about it.
I actually think Vivek's covering it pretty damn well.
Okay. So you agree with everything he said so far?
Not everything, but his in general framing.
Oh, I love that. Now, what don't you like what he said?
I would probably have slight differences over how to reform, say, the Federal Reserve. But he's in the same ballpark, and he's actually talking about that issue. He's actually, I think, hitting the nail on the head that the division of this country is not Democrat-Republican. That's the fake wrestling kayfabe division. The real division is between the managerial elite and the everyday people of this country. And these institutions run by that elite are not serving the people well. They need to be overhauled massively. That's why you need a 75% headcount reduction, or at least you need to pick that fight. I think Vivek's got his thumb on the deeper problem in the country, and once you start taking on that managerial elite, you take them on in foreign policy, you take them on domestic policy, you take them on what it means to be an American. And I think that is what is the most compelling about Vivek. I'm good at criticizing. I think what he's painting is a picture of, we got to stop it with this stupid fake Democrat back and forth. We got to remember what it means to be American and then practically implement that in some creative ways.
I agree. And you know what's funny, and I hate saying it, but there are so many areas that the Constitution has so much ambiguity in, especially in today's world.
Oh, we lost him there.
Don't call back, Urbanite. That wasn't us. Or maybe it was. I didn't do it.
No, I think it's phone.
272-9228. Yeah, there are a lot of huge issues. And that's why, maybe it's because I'm in the same generation or whatever, swimming in the same political culture, but that Vivek guy has my attention.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely.
And the knives are out from not just other Republican candidates, but from much of the corporate media. There was an opinion piece in The Hill today that Vivek had a really bad week.
What did I miss? I thought he had a pretty good week.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome. Okay. But all those interviews we've been playing and watching, that we thought, he's freaking great.
Right.
They're like, oh, look, he really got in trouble this week.
Didn't see it that way.
And it's like, you need to go away.
Yeah.
You don't have the same power to change people's minds in this regard. Well, maybe they do. And if the American people want to buy some warmed over rehashing of 1980s America, I don't mind if you pine for it, if you have nostalgia for it. Sounds like the 80s are a lot of fun. But it's not 1980 anymore. It's not 1995. Heck, it's certainly not the year 2000. Like, we are a very different people in a lot of different ways. And the beautiful thing is I think there are a lot of Americans who are now wise to it. It's not just this whole millennial versus boomer or whatever. No, there are a lot of boomers who are now getting very tech savvy in the sense of they look for information in different ways than they maybe used to. The one-click generation where you just turn on the TV and it's on all day. I think there are more and more people getting sophisticated, and even if they still watch the one-click stuff, they look at it with a jaundiced eye.
Occasionally, and I hate to say it, but occasionally I do too, because they cover such a realm of stories. I don't get just political. I kind of get a roundup of the nation of what's happening that day. But unfortunately, I get it with their narrative attached to it. So honestly, I usually can make it 3 or 4 stories in before I start cussing the TV, and I just have to go to YouTube. Right. But that's the whole, and it's not just national news, it's local too. I see the local stations, and I'm like, that's not the story that I know. You guys are putting a spin on this. And so again, it's not just national, it's local. They're very highly produced, but they don't put the truth out there, I will say that.
Right, and they're just moments. It's like one of their favorite games is you say a thing as a candidate, and they do the whole like, oh, you're in trouble now. Did you really say that? Don't you want to apologize for that, young man?
Oh, yeah, I love that.
And it's like, jump in a lake. Go jump in a lake, lady. That's why I really appreciate it. Vivek, what was with Andrea Mitchell yesterday?
Yes.
She's like, here, let's play Nikki Haley's. Yeah, go ahead, play your lies. Go ahead, play it.
But honestly, she looked like she had gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson by the time that interview was over. That tells me, through all the makeup, through all that stuff she can hide behind, again, I know she knows she's spilling crap. She's not telling the truth. Just like a lot of these reporters, it's one thing to buy into it, but I don't think most of them do. And every once in a while it comes up behind closed doors where they'll get together and somebody will overhear a conversation. Well, they don't even, and I've heard it on both sides, they don't really believe in Trump anyway, or they don't really believe in Biden anyway, they're just doing this. Then let's be honest. Why are you in that job? I couldn't be in a job where I constantly lied, especially to the population, and go home at night and look at myself in the mirror. And they do it for the money, I guess money and perceived power at some point. But how can you live with yourself?
Right. And I just, like when little critiques come up, and again, it's a generational thing, I suppose. Like, Vivek didn't vote for a lot of elections. Yeah, because y'all suck. Like, what is this worship of I voted? Okay. Like, that doesn't make you special. Who didn't vote all the time?
What if he said, I voted every time, but I wrote in, some silly name? Does that make you feel better?
Exactly. Like, what if my options are crap? I know this is rigged.
Right.
Like, we got to stop hitching our ride to the official Republican or Democrat Party. And I would love to see it more in the Democrats. I'd love to see it more locally. I'd love to see it just more in general. Actually breaking bad with this damn head of the snake. that doesn't serve local communities and local people well.
Right.
This whole idea that, we're going to create this multicultural global society. Yeah, we're going to have equity, but in order for us to have equity, you have to give me a lot more power than the average bear to make sure all these things are fair at the end. As you tear down old hierarchies or think you are, you just build new ones up, and it's very convenient the ones you want to build up increase your power and privilege and make you unequally more powerful than the average bear.
The other person, yeah.
And the move that really drives me nuts, and this is an old interview with Ibram X. Kendi, where he said, well, what we need in this country is equity and justice for all. And me going back to my elementary school days, I'm like, what was the line? I thought it was liberty and justice for all.
Liberty and justice.
When did liberty get replaced by equity? At least Kendi's being honest, because equity and liberty are at odds. You cannot guarantee outcomes, especially not with the force of government, without dispensing with people's liberty in ways big and small. Stop hitching your ride to the national parties. It'd be nice to just see the whole damn country rebel in creative, peaceful, exhilarating ways. But we get what we deserve, I suppose, at the end of the day.
It's just, again, for everyday guy, you and me, and everyday Joe, this is very frustrating. This is not the United States I was led to believe was my country. This is not it.
Yeah, I do feel betrayed in a lot of ways.
I mean,
you in particular. You said something yesterday. I want to go here now because we do have to hit a break.
Okay.
You said in 2008, who'd you vote for president?
Obama.
Why?
Hope and change.
What about the hope and change?
I wanted more than the hope. I wanted change. I didn't believe in our leadership then. I saw how they constantly failed us. And honestly, that was, as many people say, it was an ignorant awakening for me, but it was a very much so awakening for me. It was about that time when I realized our leadership doesn't have our back. They're looking out for 100% themselves. So this guy was an outsider. He was black. He was different.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, why wouldn't I bring him in?
And you thought this might bring people together, gives us something creative, something new.
I thought the people together thing would come after, but the biggest thing I thought, just the same way we look at Vivek, I saw change. I thought I saw someone I could believe in. And change did come, but not the change that I necessarily thought I was getting.
Is betrayal the right word? Or did they trick you?
No, I feel
they con you?
I feel a little bit suckered, but honestly, it's on me. Had I probably taken the time now that I take to research somebody, had I taken it then instead of just taking them at their word, yeah, I probably would have seen it. I don't think I would have voted for, or I probably would have sat that one out, to be quite honest.
Oh, and it's almost like the social contract is renewed if one exists at all. Seems kind of like a ridiculous theory, actually, at the end of the day. But if the social contract is real, it seems like it gets renewed every once in a while, every generation or two. And often people will grow up, say, in the 90s, like I did, 90s and early aughts, and you go, well, these are the standards. And it's like...
That's where we mess up.
I remember standing up to in a Montgomery hearing. It was a big church group. A lot of different elected officials. This would have been 2008, I think. It was when I was in college, came back to visit. And they're talking about race relations in Montgomery. I stood up, gave some little speech about how do we get to essentially a post-racial society where, yeah, people have their race, people have their culture and where they come from and things they enjoy. But it's kind of as important as, what's your sign, what's your astrological symbol. It's not something that is, fully defining of you, and it's certainly not something that is the defining motivation of your fight for political power over others.
Some people it is.
And actually, I remember saying that in that room in 2008, and people cheered. It was right after Obama gets elected. And now, I don't know how many people agree with that anymore. And it's a damn shame, and I feel betrayed.
Well,
to sort of live and let live, let you rise or fall on your own merits, and stop it with the damn collective guilt trips or pride in things you didn't do.
Yeah.
Along racial lines or any other. Especially, I don't get me started on another Pentagon rant. All these great victories by the United States military over the century. The folks running the thing these days, you didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
And yet you still get the shine of your forefathers.
Well, these are the same guys that'll buy $10 million hammers. Joey, when you're talking about the Pentagon and people like this, you expect better things from them. But then you look, just pull the curtains back just a little bit, and you see all these mistakes they constantly make. That's not leadership. And they never own up to any bit of it. It's always someone else's fault. We end up chasing boogeymen over somebody else's mistake.
Yep. How about this? Let's hit a break. We'll be right back.
Right.
Not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Picture this. A serene, tranquil resting place surrounded by nature's beauty. A place where memories are cherished and loved ones are forever remembered. We're talking about your final resting place, and it's never too early to start planning for it. Pineview Memorial Gardens in Wetumpka has been family-owned and operated for over 55 years. We understand the importance of pre-need planning. You can make decisions that reflect your personal wishes. You can choose the perfect location, whether it's a serene garden, a peaceful mausoleum, or a place in our cremation wall. Pre-need planning alleviates the burden from your loved ones during a time of grief. By planning ahead, you can secure today's prices, protecting yourself and your family from future cost increases. So why wait? Contact Pineview Memorial Gardens in Wetumpka today. Your final resting place should be a reflection of your unique journey. Take control of your future and make pre-need planning a priority. Pineview Memorial Gardens in Wetumpka, where memories live on.
Looking for a new career with flexible hours, competitive pay, generous paid time off, and countless benefits? Then visit us at our job fair for the Riverside Marketplace at Wind Creek, Wetumpka, from 2 to 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, August 15th and 22nd, and Thursday, September 7th at the Entertainment Center. Can't make it? No problem. You can also visit our Career Center at Wind Creek, Wetumpka from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Kickstart your new career today.
Hey, we're talking to Tammy. Tammy, why does everybody loves Mama's Produce?
Goodness, there's a whole lot of reasons to love Mama's Produce. We got ice cream. Man, have we got some fresh peas. We've got fresh limas. We've got watermelons, tomatoes. There's a whole lot of reasons to love Mama's.
And Tammy, I understand you got some fantastic watermelons.
Actually, right now I've got in some yellow meat, some sugar babies, some seedless, and I've got some Jubilees that just came in.
And of course, Tammy, you keep everybody up to date on your Facebook page.
We try to stay engaged on Facebook, and if I don't answer you on Facebook or Messenger, I'll sit down at the end of the day and go through them.
Tammy, that sounds good. Now tell us where you are.
We're at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville. It's about a half a mile south of the Midtown McDonald's, attached to Prattville Farm Center and right across from Pig Enterprise. Yep, we close at 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday at 2. Everybody loves Mama's.
Since 1948, Montgomery's Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church has sponsored a community Labor Day barbecue. It's the capital city's largest Labor Day barbecue, featuring pit-smoked pork and chicken platters, Boston butts, quarts of long-simmered camp stew, and our signature Greek pastries. Pre-ordering is encouraged but not required and can be done online until midnight, August 31st. Just go to mgmoc.com, mgmoc.com, or get tickets locally at Chris's Hot Dogs on Dexter Avenue or Charles Anthony's The Pub on Chantilly Parkway.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm all right. How you doing, Joe?
Doing all right. This part of the program, by the way, brought to you by XI Repair. And there at XI Repair, Jonathan Strange and his team, well, they can help you with all those smartphone repairs you might need. Them too. Whether it's a cracked screen, water damage, battery not holding a charge.
How about a tablet? A friend of mine contacted me this morning. I thought so, but I told him, give him a call. But it should be almost the same as
I'd imagine
it'll
be a little more expensive than a regular phone, bigger screen.
But I'm assuming time frame and all that. It's definitely doable.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I told him. I said, call him up now.
Or maybe you've got a dirty port. Like you've been taking that tablet to the beach or something, and you thought I was careful with it, but oh no.
Well, you think your phone's quit charging.
Right.
When really you just got a dirty port.
Right. Or maybe you got a problem with your laptop or your desktop computer.
Oof. Welcome to my world.
Or it's that $500 PlayStation 5 starts malfunctioning, and you don't want to send it off in the mail. You know it's going to be weeks. Well, why not go to XI Repair? They can fix that sort of thing. They're that good. Of course, they can also sell you brand new smartphones, refurbished smartphones, and they have second-and data recovery services. So if you accidentally delete a big project or something important, or maybe somebody you're having a legal fight with, trying to delete incriminating emails or text messages, XI Repair can find that lost information. So check them out today. You can always call XI Repair at 777-1234. That's 777-1234. Or just go to xirepair.com and be sure to tell them, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Now, we've got a few people commenting. If you didn't know, folks, we're now live streaming the show. Just go to Joey Clark Live on YouTube, or you can watch it on my Facebook page, News Talk's Facebook page, or at The Joey Clark on Twitter, X, whatever it is.
All right.
And we've got some people commenting off of Facebook. We got John saying, get a haircut.
I got one yesterday.
I think he's talking about me.
Oh, yeah, you are looking a bit seedy.
No, I like looking seedy. Lately I've been looking good.
Well, that's the thing, man.
Smell good, too.
Your hair gets, as a guy that loves my big hair, it gets so big, I'm loving it, but the rest of the world's like, dude, you need a haircut.
No, let them hate. Hate is going to hate. Love you, John, but now you're making me want to grow it even longer. But then John also says, we are not in the club. That's absolutely right.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, we ain't in it, man.
Big club and you ain't in it. Randy Burton says, great shirt, Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that,
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was
I got a Trump one and flipping the bird, but I don't think it's appropriate.
And then Matthew says the bridge from yesterday is a great representation of the Montgomery of today. Ooh. That seems a little harsh.
Not true. Might be harsh.
Yeah, but I had my older roommate, good buddy, go back to elementary school as friends, Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's now working downtown.
Okay.
And he luckily got to work before everything happened.
How did he make it home?
He had a different route. But just up Atlanta Highway, and then he hit Pike Road that way. But he walked to the interstate.
Oh,
he's close enough. His office building is that close.
Yeah.
He walked, and he got some amazing footage of like how bad it is.
Okay, then he was one of the ones that the police had to tell everybody, stand back, quit coming here, you gawkers. So your friend Andrew is a gawker.
No, he was pretty far away. He wasn't in everything. He wasn't in anybody's way. And he walked there. Joey. The whole point, the gawkers are the people who were rubbernecking in their cars.
Oh, because I heard a different report. That people walking on this over here need to stop trying to work here. Gawkers.
Yeah, from the video footage, he was fine. And also, hat tip to McInnes.
Yeah.
The construction company. The whole team there.
Yeah, I think there's a couple different
posted that on Facebook.
They pulled together to get this thing done in a hurry, which is great, which is absolutely great. Because that's going. Have you heard any estimates on anything like what the damages are, when they can get it going, or anything, or are we still in the discovery phases?
I think we're still in the discovery phases.
Wow.
Like there's some immediate, things have opened up a little bit, but. Yeah, that looks like a pretty serious problem.
Get a couple 4x4 posts standing up there and hold that up. We'll be all right. Get them treated posts, of course, but yeah.
What, are you gunning for John Cooper's job now? No. Big-brained ideas over here. When did you go to transportation science school?
I've been on the road a long time, Joey. A long time.
This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And there at River Region Contracting, Todd Clark and his team, well, they can help you with that roof of yours. They are the premier roofing contractor here in the River Region.
Yes, they are, Joey.
So whether it's an asphalt or a metal roof, they can give you peace of mind with just a basic inspection, or they can, easily repair that and actually give you an accurate estimate. And here's the deal, their inspections and estimates, always free.
Absolutely free, Joey.
And they're a team of insurance specialists, so if they do find a problem there at River Region Contracting with your roof, they can walk you through that claims process.
They do a really good job of that.
Make it a swift and easy experience. Not a normal thing, dealing with an insurance claim.
So it's great having somebody on your side. It really is.
So check out Todd Clark and his team today at River Region Contracting, the River Region's premier roofing contractor. 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd and the team that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Actor Portrayal, based on a real patient experience.
I'm Mike. I'm a husband, proud father of two, work my butt off 6 days a week, some nights too. When my family or my company needs me to make it happen, I make it happen. But a few months ago, I started having trouble making it happen, in the bedroom. I tried some pills online, but they didn't work. Honestly, I thought about throwing in the towel on my sex life, but I'm not that old. I still want to enjoy intimacy with my wife. Like that poet said, I don't want to just go gently into that good night. So I went to Montgomery Men's Health. I got some lab work and a urologist prescribed me some meds. Wow, it made it happen. I can't say enough good about them. They took care of me, followed up, and made adjustments to make it happen even better. I even learned I had low testosterone, which they were also treating me for. And I have never felt better. If I were you and you're like me, I'd give them a call today at 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. If you like most guys, they'll make it happen for you too.
Ram, $6,000 dealer discount, $5,000 factory rebates, $1,000 factory loyalty rebate. Gladiator, $2,000 dealer discount, $2,000 factory rebate. Offers plus tax, title, and $6.99 doc fee with approved credit. Ends September 5th. Volume claim from 2021 and 2022 factory sales reports.
The Labor Day sales event is on at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. Alabama's #1 volume Ram dealer 2 years running has new 2023 Ram 1500s up to $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% APR financing for 72 months plus no payments for 90 days. And new 2023 Jeep Gladiators with employee pricing, plus an additional $4,000 off MSRP. Just think of how much you'll save at Stivers. With new Rams at $12,000 off or 2.9% for 6 years with no payments for 90 days. And new Gladiators with employee pricing, plus an additional $4,000 off. But it all ends Monday, so don't wait. Hurry in now to Alabama's #1 volume Ram dealer 2 years running.
Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
Don't miss the first annual Classic Car and Truck Show, Saturday, September 9th from 10 till 2. There'll be a 50-50 pot, trophies, a money tree, door prizes, and plenty of food and refreshments. It's the first annual Classic Car and Truck Show, Saturday, September 9th at Capital City Lodge, number 11 of the Fraternal Order of Police, 6055 Lower Wetumpka Road. Registration is 10 a.m. until noon, and the registration fee is $20 per vehicle. If you need more information, call Rick, 334-868-6299. That's 334-868-6299. If you think your car looks good, here's your chance to show it off at the first annual Classic Car and Truck Show, Saturday, September 9th from 10 until 2 at Capital City Lodge, number 11 of the Fraternal Order of Police, 6055 Lower Wetumpka Road. Call Rick, 334-868-6299. The first annual Classic Car and Truck Show, sponsored in part by Ernest Financial, LLC, and the Fraternal Order of Police.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Some of the outer clouds around Hurricane Idalia are circulating into our area, but we're going to keep the rain chances small today. Maybe a few spotty showers or thunderstorms in through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. Today's high temperature held down by clouds to 87. Tonight's low 67. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We should be dry with a high around 91. Then widely scattered storms, perhaps Friday and Saturday, but mostly sunny. We should be dry on Sunday and Labor Day Monday with highs 90 to 92. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The MVP on a football field may change on any given Saturday, but the MVP in every other field is a Kubota. John Bobo with Capital Tractor. With the #1 selling compact tractor in America, Kubota equipment is a game changer. Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Let's go right to the phones to talk to Jim. Hey, Jim.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
My only comment on the bridge problem down there is I hope it doesn't deter the people from Montgomery who come up here and spending their money in Prattville. We get a steady stream every day out of there. So,
well, y'all got lotto tickets up there or something?
A lot of what?
Y'all got lottery tickets up there? Why is everybody running to Prattville from Montgomery?
Well, you can shop at Walmart and not get shot. Things like that.
Braggers. Bunch of braggers.
You can your wife can walk around the block early in the morning walking the dog and not get mugged or anything else. But first of all, Eddie, I can't believe you voted for Barack Obama, but
hope it changed, baby. Oh, I caught more grief than you could ever imagine.
You should have done like me. I wrote in. I just did a write-in that year because of the crap that we had. So I wrote in Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
Well, that brings up a good point, and I've thought about this a lot, Jim. What if that were an option? If that were an option where you could say, okay, these are two options you guys are giving me. Why can't we say none of the above and force another election that doesn't involve those two candidates?
Oh, that'd be too chaotic. The people in charge, that'd be mobocracy.
Yeah.
Right.
The reason I wrote in Brian Wilson because he said, "Don't worry, baby, everything will be all right." Real quick, I got to bash Fox real quick if you allow me.
Bash quick.
Later on, after Andrea Mitchell got taken to the woodshed by Vivek, who does Fox have on for their special guest?
Oh, Chris.
Nikki Haley.
Oh, wait. Okay. I saw Chris Christie, but they also did Nikki Haley.
All right. So they could attack. So she could attack Vivek. Fox is a anti-Trumper station. If you haven't figured that out.
No doubt.
And now they're anti-Vivek because he's too much like Trump. So,
right.
I'm disgusted with them. And one more Fox bashing. They had one of their goofy reporters down in the, I guess, the Tampa area down there, and he's standing in a lot of water, and this poor woman had come to the intersection that was flooded, and she stalled out in her van, and this idiot walks up to her. She's got her window down. There's people trying to help her out, and he says, "Ma'am, don't you feel kind of foolish?" I mean, what a thing to say to the woman. She just rolled the window up and ignored him. And then he comes around to the front of her van, and there's a guy with a cable trying to hook it up to haul off. And he goes, "What you doing down there in the water?"
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the kind of crap you get from these 24-hour news things when they don't have anything else better to do. I mean, that was the most pathetic reporting I've ever seen.
Well, people don't trust journalists, especially not corporate media, corporate journalists, and thank God that's happening. It's a healthy development.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, about the only thing I watch on Fox now is Gutfeld because he kind of, you know what I mean? He kind of takes it to the limit, goes over it sometimes, but he doesn't fool around with that other crap. But anyways, that's my 3.5 cents.
Well, I appreciate it, Jim.
All right, y'all have a good one.
You too. My favorite coverage was, I think it's a couple years ago when Al Roker took a spill. That was just hysterical to me.
What about that news cycle where he admitted that he pooped his pants at the White House? That was a good day. Almost as good as the cocaine in the White House.
I forgot all about
right.
Pants.
And I pooped my pants. Like he said it exactly that way.
I completely forgot about that.
Honestly, good on Al for owning up to it.
Oh, sure.
Like that's pretty funny, and because he had just done the gastric bypass, and that's a thing that can happen.
It can. Every person I know that's had that gastric bypass surgery or their gallbladder removed has a poop in the pants story.
This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, and they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and her team, which includes the lovely and talented Madeline Cannon.
Some of the greatest folks out there.
They can help you, whether you're looking to buy a home, could be it's not your first rodeo, could be you're a first-time home buyer.
Right.
In fact, if you are a first-time home buyer, I can't think of anybody better to walk you through that home buying process than Kim and Madeline there at Alabama Home Mortgage. They're actually going to sit down and get to know you. They're actually going to understand what's your goal in buying a home, or maybe what's your goal in refinancing your current mortgage. And they can, get you the best possible deal. And again, if you're under mountains of credit card debt, you got to do a refi. Even with higher mortgage rates these days, it's better than paying 19, 20, 25, 30%. I got one in the mail the other day. It was a 30% credit card offer, APR. Like, no.
Sucker.
But if you're stuck under something like that, a great refinance deal can help you out. So check out Kim and Madeline today. You can always call them at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can also visit them on the web and apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Is your cell phone or iPad cracked, broken, or not working right? Don't let the big carrier stores sucker you into a new $1,100 device. Let XI Repair fix your device today. XI Repair fixes cell phones, computers, laptops, iPads, game consoles, drones, and more. Their certified technicians fix hundreds of devices every day. When your device needs care, call XI Repair, 334-777-1234, or Google XI Repair.
The River Region's first and only News Talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how are you this afternoon?
Hey, Joey. I'm great.
Good to hear from you. So let's talk appliances today. In particular, let's talk like a kick butt refrigerator. Like, what are some of the models you would suggest? I guess we could go, through the price points.
Well, we sell Whirlpool, we sell Maytag, we sell Genair, we sell KitchenAid, LG, Sub-Zero, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some, Bosch. To me, I think LG makes some of the coolest refrigerators on the market as far as how many drawers they have or how many doors they have, because you can get a French door on an LG, and not only does it have the two doors on top, but it may even have a third door where you can open a door that just gets you into what's in the door.
Oh.
So, like, if you have kids, they can open this glass door, get a Coca-Cola out or whatever they want to drink, and you haven't opened the door to let all the cold air out.
Yeah.
Oh. In that way, you help save on your energy, and you also help maintain a more consistent temperature in your refrigerator.
I have a refrigerator like that. I keep my beer on that shelf. It's very efficient.
Yeah.
Instead of opening up the whole fridge, just that
But what's
little
with all the Capri Suns?
This is for my friends.
Oh, okay.
Well, he doesn't spill them.
Right.
But everybody needs a juice cup once in a while. Too many beers and you need a juice cup.
That's right.
Well, and these things really are built to last, right? So, I mean, this is one of those big purchases where you're probably going to use this fridge for a long, long time.
Well, we hope so. And I guess after the pandemic, we really do recommend the extended service plan on all the appliances. It takes it out to 5 years. Everything comes with a basic 1-year warranty. Sometimes they'll give you more warranty, maybe a 5 or a 10 on one component, but typically that's not the component that's going bad.
Right.
And even if it does, it doesn't cover the labor and all the extra stuff that has to go with it. So the extended service plan on the appliances does a great job. On my side of the store, we recommend the extended service plans on all the televisions.
Well, folks.
Anyway, but the other thing that this LG can do, you can get normal ice, or you can get something called craft ice. Craft ice is like, and it's not the size of a baseball, but it's a little smaller than a baseball. It's a big round cube. So if you like to drink bourbon or something,
there you go. Yep.
This way it's not going to melt as fast.
Ooh, I like that. Man, I'm sold on that.
I think most of the big radio show hosts have something like that.
He's working on it.
I'm not getting there yet.
He's going from the ice trays. He's just deciding on which way to go yet.
Anyway, enough about me. Y'all can always check out Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Go to thinkcohens.com or give them a call at 277-8890. That's 277-8890. And you're still there at 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery?
We sure are. We're here 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And come see us and let us show you around and help you make the right decision.
Well, I always appreciate your time, Michael. We'll talk again on Friday.
Thank y'all. Take care.
See you, Michael.
Got to hit this top of the hour break, folks. But if with Tumpka, Jeff, and Chris can hold on, come right to you, fellas.
Joey Clark.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Hurricane Idalia made landfall in Florida as a dangerous Category 3 storm, unleashing devastation along a wide stretch of the Gulf Coast. More than 300,000 customers in Florida and Georgia without electricity while rushing water covered streets near the coast. The storm is now entering South Carolina. A convicted rapist who authorities say used a jet ski during an escape from an Arkansas prison has been arrested in West Virginia. The U.S. Marshals Service says Samuel Paul Hartman was taken into custody on Tuesday along with his wife, his mother, and his mother's boyfriend at a Lewisburg hotel. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 5 points now, but the Nasdaq up 37. This is SRN News.
Current events are unfolding like it's right out of the book of Revelations. From the threat of AI to genocide, wars, man-made bioplagues, everything prophesied in the Bible looks like it's happening now. After speaking to Christian leaders from all over the world, I believe the next step is a man-made crisis completely designed to take over our economic freedom. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, a Christian author and media analyst who breaks down current events to people just like you who are concerned about their future and the future of their families. I always tell my listeners that my people perish for lack of knowledge, is what the Bible says. You need knowledge about gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's the best option. To see why, text the word FAITH to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. I recommend you get their info kit. That's FAITH to 989898. And then you'll be armed with the information you need in order to have peace of mind and guide your affairs with great wisdom. God bless you.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Some of the outer clouds around Hurricane Idalia are circulating into our area, but we're going to keep the rain chances small today. Maybe a few spotty showers or thunderstorms in through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. Today's high temperature held down by clouds to 87. Tonight's low 67. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We should be dry with a high around 91. Then widely scattered storms, perhaps Friday and Saturday, but mostly sunny. We should be dry on Sunday and Labor Day Monday with highs 90 to 92. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you once again for voting ASE the best credit union and best mortgage company in Central Alabama's Reader's Choice Awards. We're honored to serve our members for 69 years and counting.
ASE Credit Union, your life, your goals, your ASE.
1819 News.
A state senator who is also a physician is now speaking out about the increase of COVID-19 cases throughout the U.S., as well as the increase of people putting on masks here in Alabama. State Senator Larry Stutz told 1819 News that he's noticed a few more people wearing masks, and it's entirely up to them to do what they want to do, but he is totally against a mask mandate. Stutz says that too much advice was given in 2020 that turned out to be totally false, like wearing a mask or getting a vaccine will actually keep you from catching COVID. Stutz says the decision to shut down businesses and close schools was unnecessary, and he hopes that state leadership has learned their lesson and gained more common sense. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that it is estimated that 37 million children around the world call an orphanage home? The reasons are numerous, but the responsibility to care for vulnerable children is certain. God calls His people to care for vulnerable children in His name, and that's where our friends at Lifeline Children's Services come in. For more than 40 years, Lifeline has been helping Christians meet the needs of these precious children through adoption, foster care, global orphan care, and a host of other ways. If your family or church would like to know more about how you can answer God's call to care for vulnerable children in Jesus' name, head over to lifelinechild.org.
Authorities in Dothan say a 22-year-old man who is wanted for murder, rape, and other charges is currently on the run from police. Ralph Coleman was to start a trial this past Monday that is related to rape allegations from a Dothan woman. Coleman did not show up for his trial, and an arrest warrant was issued by the Houston County Circuit Judge, Kevin Moulton. Coleman has been out on bond since July of this year. Alabama's Gulf Coast waters are now being affected by Hurricane Idalia, who is running through the Gulf of Mexico and headed to the west coast of Florida and will arrive there by Wednesday morning. It's the rip currents along Alabama's shores that are increasing due to the storm. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. The News and Views in the afternoon. We've had some patient callers here, so let's go right to the phones. Talk to first Wetumpka Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, did you see the video of the little girl, 14-year-old girl, that schooled the school board?
No, I didn't catch this one. Where'd you see it?
You need to find it. It's hilarious. She told them about how she passed out some paperwork for them to be able to, because they got their feelings hurt at the last school board meeting. So she handed out forms for them to describe their hurt, where
nice.
Which ear the hurt was put into.
That's amazing.
But going back to the guy that asked, "What are you doing?" The news guy.
Mm-hmm.
The guy doing it should have said, "I'm trying to find that alligator," and then said, "Here's your sign." That's what I thought of. Here's your sign.
Here's your sign. Oh, Bill Engvall's doing all right.
Yeah, because that would have been perfect. Yeah, that sounds like something that sounds like something he would have said.
Yes, sir.
Here's your sign.
Well, where did you find that little girl in the school board? So I can try.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
Yeah, woke.
You found it?
Yeah, woke school. This is the title. Woke school board walks out on 14-year-old who is basically telling them the truth.
Oh wow!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she
Yes.
handed out these forms and everything. It was good. Greg's got a copy of it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, if we got it, we'll have to see if we have time to get to it because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it was. It was hilarious.
It is funny.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you later.
Appreciate it, Jeff. Let's go to Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Chris, are you there? Did you mute yourself? Or are you doing something?
Oops, sorry about
Hey,
that.
Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I like to hear that too.
I just sent it to you. I think it should be on your messenger.
Okay.
All right. Y'all need to play that. That'd be interesting. I was going to call about the cocaine.
About the cocaine? You like to
Yeah,
party?
the cocaine. Yeah, man.
All right.
Hey, Hunter Biden sure does. And I think it's just really strange that story just disappeared.
I wonder what happened to the cocaine. Has it been destroyed? Is that official president, like for the Biden library now, or or did it get sniffed up?
Who knows?
Yeah.
It probably got used.
That's my guess.
There's some whack jobs up there, man. By the way, I just find it odd just the way justice is served in this country. I do believe there's unequal justice is served unequally, for
Yes.
sure. So let's just say the cocaine, for one reason or another, a African American family is in their house and there's cocaine in their house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think nothing would happen to them?
Everybody goes to jail.
That's
Everybody
right. If you were
goes to
some
jail.
middle class white kids, fraternity guys hanging out at your house, and something happens, the cops show up and they see cocaine. What do you think's happened to everybody there?
They all call them their lawyer daddies.
That's exactly right.
Pre-trial diversion.
Right, because they're going to jail.
Yeah,
Yep.
youthful offender, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe. But that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's where the intersection and left and right needs to come. It's not about that anymore. It's that paradigm we're just in, just left and right. Let's just talk about justice and the way it's supposed to be utilized or supposed to happen in this country. And that right there couldn't be a better example of it. You get the rich and powerful, no matter what color they are.
Right.
They're getting away with sniffing coke in the White House, and then a white middle-aged middle class group, they go to jail.
Yep.
Blacks would definitely go to jail.
Go to jail.
And to me that's the intersection where we can get beyond this left-right garbage. I'm personally so sick and tired of it. And then y'all are talking about race. I mean, it's just the pimping out of the race. I'm just absolutely fed up with it. I'm sick of people using it as an excuse and also as a way to get elected. And that's what we've been seeing in this country and even in this city. So that's my rant. But what's y'all's thought?
No, I mean, I think we're in the same ballpark. I've been trying to think through solutions. And I think some of the solutions are often counterintuitive. It's why I like what Vivek's doing. I think he understands. Just take this for example, but I think what I'm about to explain can be applied to all sorts of different situations, including locally. What he understands is, how he makes these big, bold statements, I'll shut down the FBI in day one.
Yes.
And all this stuff. I think he gets that if you use the power of the presidency and you have you cite legal standards, like you don't just do it willy-nilly, but you actually use the power of your co-equal branch, it's actually going to make the other co-equal branches better. That if people actually go into the fight in a very honest, forthright way that is big and bold, like that's ridiculous, what it will do is open up conversation as well and start to change people's minds. I think for too long, politics has been scripted in a way, and they kind of like it scripted because you can control people and control the uncontrollable, so to speak, that way. But if you actually do things that are creative, that get people thinking in a big, bold way, will you get everything you're proposing? No. Will you seize everything and accomplish everything if you increase your power? Not necessarily. But I think you will create more room for everybody to breathe.
Open
And actually,
everybody's mind up a little bit.
one thing he said recently is like people don't say what they say in private.
Correct.
They won't say it publicly, and
Correct.
that's a huge problem.
They don't want to be damned for it. And nowadays you can be
Well,
canceled
they don't
for
want
it,
to be
Joey.
destroyed for it. They cancel
Right.
it. Exactly right. Yeah. What do you think locally? Okay, let's talk about that locally here in Montgomery, Alabama. What is a conversation we could start to talk about to make this city better, as in safer, cleaner, and make prosperity for everybody around here? I mean, what would be the conversation to start there? You know.
Wow.
That's a tricky one to get started because, I mean, again, it's almost like a minefield with some people. But I want to, and I love some of the friends I have where we're allowed to have honest and open conversations. And yeah, we can't probably have them in public because some people will find them damning. But I love being able to, people challenge me or I challenge someone else's way of thinking without getting upset or angry, just opening their mind to a different way of thinking. And right now, honestly, I mean, it seems like everybody's in their camps. And my camp says this, so we're going to do this. And my camp says this, we're doing this. We're all divided.
Well, that's the thing too. I was thinking about this, like transgenderism, right? So it's not is that really a left-right issue?
I don't think so.
Or not just transgender. You can do whatever you want. That's how about gender-affirming care? Anything under age of whatever, let's say 15, whatever. But I mean, do you think that there's people on the left, which I think there are, that think that's just not right?
Of course,
no doubt.
So why has that become such an issue? And it seems like it's a left-right issue when it's really, I don't think
No,
so.
because the people actually driving the car of culture and the agenda aren't your average Democrat. I mean, remember Barack Obama was against gay marriage till he wasn't, right?
Right, till he wasn't.
And there's a lot of folks like that. And I think what often happens is you have a small radical vanguard that have control of a lot of powerful institutions and have for a while, and they essentially set the narrative and slowly bring people along. And the way they define left and right is not like, your classic philosophical distinction maybe between left and right. It's more like left is a very particular thing, and if you're not part of that very particular thing, that very particular team, then you're on the right.
Then you're outside, yeah.
That's why they get away with saying, like, Joe Rogan's on the right. And, like, even Bill Maher now. Russell Brand on the right. And it's like, what are you talking about? RFK, yeah. Like, but it's because they're not part of the official team. And sometimes it's very radical. Sometimes it's more just your corporate interests and the people that run the party. But they've been doing this for a while now. And it's actually quite amazing when you look back in history how it's continued to grow. They've been very effective.
Well, do you think that's corporate media?
Yep.
I mean,
Media is a big part of it.
Yeah. I mean, corporate media, I was reading something, of course, most people know it, that Fox News is not owned by Americans.
Right.
Rupert Murdoch is not an American. His son is not an American citizen. They are Australians. And so that's what I'm saying. I mean, people don't realize, but also, too, it's owned by a mega corporation that is, making money off advertising and setting the tone of where the advertisers want it to go.
Well, and again, this doesn't have to be, like, personalized in that the people that are running everything, they're just bad people. I'm sure there are some literal demons out there, but I don't want to assume that about anybody without pretty damn good proof. I think what's been going on, it's more of a technological thing. In order to do, say, a news broadcast on television, number one, that costs a lot of money, right? And so you need big sponsors to put up that operating capital. And then who do you hire to be the face and the voice of your news program? Or they better be somebody who doesn't mess with that very expensive endeavor. Oh, and also we're limited for time. So, you got a break coming up. We got to do... The medium essentially dictated, here's how we're going to think and talk about things. And now that medium, thank God, isn't the only game in town.
Between commercials, you got 5 or 7 minutes to make your point, and then we got to hit a break.
Right, where now you can talk for 2 hours for essentially free.
Right.
Yeah. And also, like, you just look at Twitter and Tucker getting millions of views.
Right.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions of views. And not really spending all that much money to produce it, I wouldn't think.
No. Talking maybe 2-3 camera guys?
Well, and I think...
Look at even your case. I mean, y'all are able to get on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube and produce a show. Really, that's what it is, a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean,
Which is
it's
amazing.
at the end of the day, it's pretty much just me. Eddie gives me a lot of help, but he can attest to like how it breaks your brain sometimes. But it is amazing to watch, and it's fun to watch. But and more than the media, it's the university system. There is a lot of reproduction of, I think, ideas that are more about radicalizing a population than they are about actually, teaching people skills so they go on to be successful in life. And the peer review process,
and going to debt.
right?
Yep.
And I think the peer review process is just shot. It's become very much about like, are you just giving the official nostrums of the establishment? Or are you going along with the jargon?
You can't push
Right.
back.
Well, and then again,
You have
it's not like it's some evil people. Maybe there are some literal demons, but if you're a professor who, say, has written 5-6 books on the latest in archaeology, this is what we understand about the history of, in particular, anthropological archaeologists. So I'm going to look at the history and the remains of human activity and human beings on this planet. And I've written all these great books, gotten paid. I'm the dean of a college at this big university, and all of a sudden, some whippersnapper who has this find at some new dig is saying, actually, all those things you wrote in all your books, Doc, are wrong. I think that, you'd like to think, the scientist goes with the science. But no, when you've built your career on something, of course you're going to protect your turf. Like, it's just an instinct. And again, so I don't completely blame folks. It's more these systems we build have all the wrong perverse incentives.
Well, look at Jordan Peterson. He is his license is being threatened to take away if they haven't took it away already.
Right.
Everyone that knows anybody from any kind of familiarization with the situation knows that he is 100% in the right. But how many of those Canadian fellow doctors, are willing to stand up because they know they can't?
Very few.
They can't.
Right.
They'll be in the same boat or worse than him.
Employees.
Right.
Yes, and they're employees of the state.
Exactly.
And Gordon, that whole Peterson, that is like something out of 1984.
It is.
The guy's actually going to re-education camp.
Yeah, they're telling him you have to go to re-education camp. How? And again, it's the people of Canada, but
it really is amazing.
Would we do the same here if that was one of what we consider to be one of our great leaders? Would we stand up and go, no, you're not going to treat him this way? Because if that's the case, why aren't we standing up for Trump? Because we're all standing here as he's getting mistreated, and we're claiming to be our savior, but we're just watching him get crucified.
Well, that's what Jan 6 was for. They're going to make a bunch of people scared to death. They even walked inside of a building and they're getting 6 years, 5 years. This is tyranny at a level we've never seen in this country, and it's against normal human beings, normal good Americans that they believed in something, but they're being used. They said there's like over 1,000 people arrested that day. 1,000 people they arrested, but they can't get BLM and all these people that destroyed cities for billions of dollars.
They can. That's the killer. They can. They just choose not to.
And real quick before I let you go, Chris, because I do have to hit a break. Back to the question you asked, what do we do with Montgomery? I think the basics, the fundamentals, of course, and honestly, I think the people in charge who just won re-election know that. And let's see how they perform. I mean, a lot of these problems, crime and bad schools and stuff, very much predates, say, Mayor Stephen Reed. But it's your second term, Mr. Mayor. It's time for you to do what you can on this. And I think he already knows that. He doesn't need me to tell him that. But I think beyond just basic necessities like, safe streets, good schools, yada, 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 economic opportunity, jobs, all good things, I would love to see Montgomery do something that excites the imagination, if that makes any sense, that you build something that gives your city an identity that actually inspires. Now, we got plenty of history here that could lean into that, and that's great. But also, I would want it to be very, very future forward-looking, too. Like, we're not just resting on the laurels or bringing up past victories and sins. We're actually, hey, this is a new generation Montgomery. If it's a new Montgomery, then we're going to do something that is us. We're going to make our mark. And when you think of great cities around the world, they all have something to them that sort of inspires the imagination. And more of that, please.
Yeah. The only problem is it come with a cost.
True. And there are a lot of rich people who don't know what to do with their money.
Over, right?
Right.
Yeah. Costs go over. Hey, by the way, great article in 1819 News too,
Appreciate
about the city of Montgomery. They could write one on the bridge that being repaired.
Well, I appreciate the call, Chris.
Yeah, y'all have a good day.
You too, bud.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by New Look Decorating Center. And there at New Look Decorating Center, Brett Lanham and the team are ready to help you. Whether you're working with Brett or the owner, Brian Carr, or maybe you're working with Jordan or Katie, they can help you with all those paint and stain supplies, all those Benjamin Moore paint and stain supplies. Of course, they are a Benjamin Moore shop there at New Look Decorating Center. And if you're interested, by the way, in wallpaper and fabrics, go see Katie.
She's the girl to hook me up with that kind of
Yeah, they've got that Tebow wallpaper that everybody's asking about. And, she is the wallpaper and fabric expert. So when you stop by New Look Decorating, ask for Katie if that's what you're looking for. But Katie, Jordan, everybody there can help you out with those, like I said, paint and stain supplies. Whether you're doing it yourself or contracting out the job, they can give you tips and tricks so you do it right the first time yourself, or maybe you're looking for a contractor for a big job. They know all the contractors in town, so they can steer you in the right direction. So check them out today. You can always call Brett and the team at 271-0007. That's 271-0007. Or go to newlookdecoratingcenter.com. But I really encourage you to stop by that showroom, 6237 Atlanta Highway, right where Bell Road dead ends to Atlanta Highway. And you can see it there in all its glory. Benjamin Moore's New Look Decorating Center. And be sure to tell, well, those folks there at New Look Decorating Center that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you. More news and views, well, after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
During Prattville Carpet's summer sale, you can get Mohawk waterproof flooring, regularly priced at $11 per foot installed, right now priced at $7 per foot installed. That's huge summer savings. And get interest-free financing for up to 12 months with approved credit. Call 285-8117 or visit PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Okay, what was that?
I'm not sure.
Electricity. It can be a little scary. Fortunately, the folks at Crosby Electric are experts, providing complete electrical services and keeping River Region homes and businesses safe since 1967.
I hate lightning.
Crosby Electric offers whole house surge protection to protect you and your possessions.
What I hate is being without electricity.
You never have to be. Crosby is an authorized generator dealer, sales, installation, and service.
Okay, our yard is dark.
Crosby does landscaping lighting for beauty and safety, as well as security lighting for all of your property.
Am I crazy, or did that light just flicker?
I'd say both.
And Crosby offers unique technology that pinpoints electrical problems even inside your walls.
Good night, honey.
Good night.
Sleep well tonight with no electrical worries. Visit crosbyelectric.com or call 272-2085. That's 272-2085.
Ram, $6,000 dealer discount, $5,000 factory rebates, $1,000 factory loyalty rebate. Gladiator, $2,000 dealer discount, $2,000 factory rebate. Offers plus tax, title, and $6.99 doc fee with approved credit. Ends September 5th. Volume claim from 2021 and 2022 factory sales reports.
The Labor Day sales event is on at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. Alabama's #1 volume Ram dealer 2 years running has new 2023 Ram 1500s up to $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% APR financing for 72 months plus no payments for 90 days. And new 2023 Jeep Gladiators with employee pricing plus an additional $4,000 off MSRP. Just think of how much you'll save at Stivers. With new Rams at $12,000 off or 2.9% for 6 years with no payments for 90 days. And new Gladiators with employee pricing plus an additional $4,000 off. But it all ends Monday, so don't wait. Hurry in now to Alabama's #1 volume Ram dealer 2 years running.
Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Let's go to Joey. Joey from Prattville. Hey, Joey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you gentlemen doing?
All right.
I was only talking to one of y'all.
Wait, which one?
Y'all get to fight that part out.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to win.
You can have it.
Hit him at the knees. He's got weak knees.
Just one. Just one, Joey.
All right. So I want to touch on a couple of points. And one of them's really been bugging me, and I've been trying to decide how to phrase and actually word it. But the first point I want to touch on is we talk about all this abuse that Trump's taken. Trump told us in 2016 and 17 that he was going to take all the bullets for us, and nobody realized what that dude was talking about.
You're right there.
They thought it had to do with a whole little Russia thing. No, that was just like tip of the iceberg. Mm-hmm. He knew this stuff was going to happen. He's been said that he'd take these bullets. But now, like the last caller, Chris had mentioned, and actually I believe it might have been you, Joey, where you made the comment about at what point do we stand up and start fighting for Trump? Well, people tried that on their own on January 6th, and it don't work that way. At what point do leaders actually call the people to arms? Not necessarily like arms as in guns.
Right.
But like, I need 10 million people up here, kind of like the old Million Man March thing. Mm-hmm. At what number of people do we need, and who's going to lead it to go and remove? Because there's things in the Constitution that let us go up there and demand them to leave that office. It's written into the Constitution.
Well, I think
you have to have a leader. You have to have somebody that knows their way through the system to actually put that together. Okay, because if a Million Man March was good for one thing, then a million man's good for another, and we had 1.6. But there was nobody to say what the people were there to say. Okay? Until we get a leader to put it all together, and all he has to do is like get on 93.1. We just had a gentleman from Texas calling in earlier. I didn't know they listened to us in Texas.
Oh, we got a guy that sends us messages from Alaska. Watches on the streaming.
So the bottom line is the message can get out. But who puts that message out? Because I guarantee you, if somebody says, we're holding a rally and we do it at a state level here, you get these different guys, these newcomers that are coming in, and you pretty much, you tell them flat out, look, until this up here gets changed, we're not voting for a single person. Nobody. You know, I mean, if you don't put term limits in the part of your game, don't even put your name on the ballot. I mean, we the people can say something, but until there's somebody to lead us, because they'll do everything they can. Like all of us are still skeptical of the upcoming election.
Yes, sir.
Because of what can happen. Okay, but until we have an actual leader to call the people to arm, all of us getting on here bitting and bandering about what we're mad about is point.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I would say it is because it's just talk. I mean, nobody's doing anything.
Well, I mean, a few things.
You tell me to meet you, and you do. At what point does somebody say, "Okay, I need 50,000 people in the state of Alabama to show up down on the steps, and we're doing this at 2:00, and we're going in and we're filing a motion on behalf of the state. We need this amount of people per state." I mean, I don't hear nobody telling us what we actually have to do. And until we get that, it's all mute. It's mute.
Well,
we're just a bunch of pissed off peasants.
Right, a few things. Number one, I push back on the pointless point you made because I think there is something that's not about necessarily changing the world, but when you are, and I admit a lot of us are largely powerless compared to some of these institutions to affect that change. You're right, we do need the leaders, but there's something about sitting around trying to solve the world's problems. I guess in a way it's pointless, but it's also a good way to make friends and realize you're not alone in the world, and I think that's worth a little bit of something. Number two, the leader that you're sort of talking about, as you said with Trump, when you put yourself out like that, you stick your neck out, you got a lot of folks that are ready to squeeze it or cut it right clean off. So that's why you don't see a lot of people doing that. And then number three, you got to look at the people. And God love the people. God love Alabamians, for instance. But do you think the average Alabamian, say a man, average male Alabamian, is more excited for college football season and is spending a lot of hours thinking and talking about that, or politics upcoming? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but...
Well, college football, because with college football, I feel like I got hope.
Right, and it's fun, and you don't want to worry about the other things because you're working hard enough in your regular job.
Not if you're a Tiger fan, you know.
Hey, this year's going to be different.
That's right, this is our year.
I don't care if he sleeps with co-eds again. We got a win in Auburn. If Hugh Freeze wins, we're going to be happy. Did he sleep with co-eds, or I didn't make that up?
No, I don't know if it was ever proven, but I know the accusations were there.
I don't think it was proven, but there was an accusation. I think that was a little bit of hush money pushed around.
Well, where there's smoke, there's some hanky-panky. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey. Great call. You're right. We got to keep on the lookout for these leaders, I think is our main role, and then, try to get along with each other and try to remind ourselves there's more to life than politics. Thank God.
I think this would be a good topic to bring up with Judge Napolitano.
Sure.
Where does this leadership come from, and how would it take place?
That's a fantastic, I'd love to hear from him on that. Well, thank you, Joey. Thank you for the call. 272-9228. This is part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. I don't know why I sang that a little bit, but Ashley, just great.
Oh, absolutely.
She's fantastic. Hardworking. And has put together a great team there at Pest Pro Services. Each member of the staff, Eddie, has like their own specialty.
Exactly.
So if you got cockroaches that are a big problem, they got a person.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody to get in that crawl space that you would die if you tried to fold yourself up.
Yeah.
Well, they got a guy. Wasn't that Zach for you?
Yep. He's the man.
Maybe you need to deal with termites. Whether you're dealing with termites that are already there or you're looking to prevent termites, they got a guy.
They got a guy.
I got great men and women on that staff who are ready to help you. And you don't have to wait to an emergency or a specific problem. Of course, they can help with termites, mosquitoes, those sorts of things. But why don't you just go ahead and make Pest Pro your services, your everyday Pest Pro company?
Smartest thing you can do.
They're essentially, folks, at this point, your neighborhood pest control company. They've been serving the river region very well for years. I'm very proud to have them as a sponsor. And so if you work with them, you're going to find out what they're all about and how great they are. So check them out today. Give Pest Pro Services a call at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. You can also go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Best Pro Services. And be sure to tell them, well, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. How about this? Let's hit another break. And actually, there's a clip of the Glenn Beck interview that was this morning with Trump, where they're talking in detail about Vivek, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, so we'll kind of listen in. By the way, Glenn Beck responded to me the other day.
Yeah, what did he tell you?
No, I said to him, I got in early on a tweet. I said, Glenn, some days I don't know whether to praise you or damn you for inspiring me to get into radio. And it made him laugh. He liked
good
that.
deal.
I think we can now somewhat relate. Be right back, folks.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
You don't have to pay today, tomorrow, or the rest of the year. It's the No Pay Labor Day event at Toyota Montgomery. Now through Monday, take your pick from new Toyotas like Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, and more. And pay nothing down and no payments till next year, 2024. We're just getting started saving you money, because when you buy Labor Day weekend, you don't have to pay any interest. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on new Toyota models. Every payment goes directly to principal, and you don't pay the bank a penny. It's the absolute best time to buy a new Toyota, because you don't have to pay. No money down, no payments till 2024, and no interest. All offers absolutely end Labor Day Monday. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to the all-new Toyota Montgomery today. Online at toyotamontgomery.com.
$0 down on select new vehicles. 0% APR financing on select new 2023 vehicles. With approved credit through dealer preferred lender with $100,000 financing limit, maximum payment of $1,000 per month through 2024. Plus tax, title, license, and $995 doc fee. May not be combined with some offers. Ends 9/5/2023.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For many years, my team and I have worked diligently to provide our veterans with top-notch service, as it is our honor to serve those who have served us in the armed forces. Madeline and I are certified veteran lending specialists. Nationwide, there are over 22 million veterans that qualify to purchase a home through the VA loan program, yet less than 2 million of them currently have a VA home loan. Many lenders do not keep up with the ever-changing guidelines and benefits of the VA loan program. They are intimidated by the program, resulting in many veterans not obtaining VA loans. This is unacceptable. The VA home loan program offers service members and veterans with 100% financing. You've already paid your down payment. If you are currently serving or have honorably discharged, we would love an opportunity to discuss how the VA program can serve you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Thank you for your service. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm speaking with an adventurer here in the Himalayas who is searching for the abominable snowman.
Hey man, what's happening?
How is your search going?
Not too bad, man. It's kind of windy out here today, so I'm taking a short break to call my money man, David Ernest.
The world-famous asset preservationist.
Yeah, man, that's him. He is my money man, you know.
Well, what number are you calling?
He has two, man, 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
And after you talk with him to make sure that everything is fine with your retirement money, you will continue your search.
That's right, man. As a matter of fact, before you came up, I thought I spotted the abominable snowman over there.
Over there?
Yeah, right over there. He was standing next to a snowbank, putting snow up his nose.
Let me see those binoculars. Oh, sorry.
That's not him?
Nope. That's Hunter Biden.
Hush up, boy.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by H&H Carpets, where you will find a complete line of Mohawk carpet with exceptionally clean, smart strand fiber. It's always available and ready to be installed. H&H Carpets, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Some of the outer clouds around Hurricane Idalia are circulating into our area, but we're going to keep the rain chances small today. Maybe a few spotty showers or thunderstorms in through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. Today's high temperature held down by clouds to 87. Tonight's low 67. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We should be dry with a high around 91. Then widely scattered storms, perhaps Friday and Saturday, but mostly sunny. We should be dry on Sunday and Labor Day Monday with highs 90 to 92. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. So now, as promised, this was this morning with Glenn Beck on his program.
Okay.
And it was Donald J. Trump who called in, and they talked about a few things. But one in particular was this sort of rise of Vivek, and I think Beck wanted his opinion on that. Other news that came out of this interview was Trump saying, well, I guess they're going to try to lock me up. I've got to actually lock them up. Fight fire with fire.
Where's the Secret Service sleep? Are they in the cell with him? Are they one cell over? Do the guards have to go through the Secret Service to get to him?
Maybe they just put him on house arrest. I'm so tired of America.
Never mind.
Anyway, let's. This portion is about Vivek, though, I
Okay.
believe. Let's listen in.
Order. Last question. You said that you weren't.
Hold on. Why are you laughing, Eddie?
Honestly, and this sounds horrible, but I've been watching the Gemstones too much, and he looks like one of those evangelists that are coming out.
Or you mean Colonel Sanders, too?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's TV. I get it. His ego.
I
and
will
all that,
always love that man for the influence he's had on me, but the phases, the styles are quite funny. But let's go back to the clip here, actually get into the meat of it.
You would be watching the debate for a vice president. Have you thought of Vice President Ramaswamy?
Well, I think he's great. Look, anybody that said I'm the best president in a generation, I don't know, you'll have to define generation, but it's a long time. And he said it a couple of times, and he said it in 100 years. So I have to like a guy like that. You know, I can't get upset with him. But he's a smart guy. He's a young guy. He's got a lot of talent. He's a very, very intelligent person. He's got good energy, and he could be in some form of something. I tell you, I think he'd be very good.
VP.
I think he's very good. I think he's really distinguished himself. He's starting to get out there a little bit. He's getting a little bit controversial. I got to tell him, be a little bit careful. Because some things you have to hold in just a little bit.
Trump giving somebody
Right. Let me give you advice here, buddy. You need to hold back just a little bit.
Right? But he's got a lot of good energy, I will tell you, and he's been very nice to me, and you know, most of them have, other than Christie. Don't forget, Christie left with an 8% approval rating.
Oh yeah, it was
He left
horrible.
and he was tied up in Bridgegate. The whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
He was
a disaster.
It was amazing how there is the new generation and the old generation of Republicans that just seem to be completely out of touch with what time it is.
No.
So
They don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't. And Mitch McConnell, I mean, Mitch has to go. He's given them trillions of dollars that he could have stopped. You know, and now they're campaigning on the fact that they have trillions of dollars. That was given by Mitch and 10 of his people that voted as he demanded that they vote. And, you know, it's not that he's a leader. He raises a lot of money and he gives it to senators.
Yeah, no,
And it's sort of like he buys his leadership. It's
exactly
terrible.
right.
But he gave them all of this Green New Deal money, and it's probably $9 trillion if you add it up.
Well, and speaking of Mitch McConnell, folks, as Herb and I brought to our attention earlier, and I found this, and again, this pays to watch the live stream, folks. You can actually see this because, well, it's what Mitch doesn't say.
Okay.
It's what Mitch doesn't do that is very unnerving. So let's watch this moment here, Eddie.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
This is a press conference in Kentucky today.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
You know what's happening.
It's like he froze and is now staring off. He's having a stroke. Or a TIA. Or, yeah.
So,
man.
So this, as hard as it is to watch,
Yeah.
This is your leader.
Right.
Now, he loves you and the United States so much that he's willing to die in office instead of letting somebody replace him. Is that love, or is that just absolutely freaking control? I hope he dies in office. It's just...
No, it is irresponsible.
It's incredibly irresponsible. Incredibly irresponsible. She had to come up and literally save the day. And he knows what's happening. But you're such a power-hungry freak that you're willing to make the rest of us suffer so you can have power. I got nothing for
And he's
him.
not alone. Look,
It's not
Dianne
alone.
Feinstein.
90% of them.
Yeah.
90% of them. And until we stand up and finally say, hey, common sense tells us, if you're 86 years old, you cannot serve anymore. If you're 80 years old, you cannot serve anymore. And we keep cutting it back. Because he doesn't have, do you think he's got Joey's best interest in mind? Absolutely not.
I don't think he even knows what my interests are.
Right. Do you think that girl to the left has Joey's best interest in mind? No, she gives a crap about her and herself only. I'm done with all of them.
A little thick on the eyeliner, too. 272-9228. Well, that was just catty of me. I apologize, folks. 272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Bath Innovations of Alabama. And there at Bath Innovations, Brad McDowell and the team are ready to help you put together your dream bathroom. Well, it doesn't have to be your dream bathroom. It could be, hey, I'm tired of this toilet. It's all chipped and looks gross. I need a new toilet. Or I want to update my bathtub or my sink. And just whether it's the actual sink bowl or, say, the faucet heads and fixtures, they have so many different options there at Bath Innovations of Alabama that what you need to do is go to bathinnovations.com. I can tell you about the aging in place solutions for seniors as well as others with other accessibility concerns. I can tell you about their new ABS acrylic shower systems with this high-strength polymer material that you can emboss 4K images of any stone you like. I can tell you about all these things. The laser etching that looks like tile work, but you don't actually have to clean grout. But here's the deal. I'm only scratching the surface. I don't have long to talk about Bath Innovations here on the radio. What you need to do, whether you're looking to fix a small problem or do a full remodel for the bathroom of your dreams, is go to bathinnovations.com. Start to mix and match and let your imagination run wild, and then get in touch with Brad and the team there at Bath Innovations. Either call them at 271-2723 or just stop by 2331 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're great local folks serving other local folks, and they're going to give you that, look you're going for when it comes to your bathroom. Bath Innovations of Alabama. Be sure to tell them you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. More news and views, after this very quick break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Do you have a cell phone or tablet that isn't charging, dying fast, or maybe the screen is damaged? Don't get suckered into buying a new one. XI Repair can fix your current device same day and in under 30 minutes. Their certified technicians fix and recover data from thousands of cell phones, computers, tablets, game consoles, and drones 7 days a week. Give them a call today at 334-777-1234 or visit them online at xirepair.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Wow, breaking news, folks. Y'all remember the crazy plane lady who said the dude looks like
not real.
It's not real. That man back there is not real. She's been spotted back at the airport again.
Oh, yeah, she had a apology video about a week or so ago. Not apology, explanation video.
Daggone, let me check who that is. Okay.
She's Hottie McHottie. That's who she is.
I think it's somebody's doppelganger that I know.
Really? Okay.
You know.
I know. I'm just Hottie McCotty.
Yeah, very attractive.
Great.
You know, in the airport again after what you went through.
A little bit of anxiety, but it's been good. Yeah.
Are you doing anything differently, like, you know?
Yeah, no gummies before I get on board.
Like, she went through all that? She's now got like a makeover. And
You should see her in the apology video. She's got her hair down. Does not look like the same person. But let's be honest.
She might be crazy, but
she cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Let's go to Duke. Hey, Duke.
What's up, Duke?
Hey, I know time about to run out, but listen, let's start with Mitch McConnell now. We got two cats running for the presidency. Was it Biden and Trump?
Right.
Now, what about these two older cats?
Hey, Duke, I'm gonna be very honest. If they're too old to run, then I'm out. I don't care if it is Trump or whoever.
I mean, you got Biden. He easing around like Fred half of the time.
We know the deal with Biden. He's been brain dead for a while.
Then you got Trump right now. He don't know what he want to be, a brother today or a white guy tomorrow, riding out through the hood in Georgia, took the deep.
Hold on, he was just going to the police station. I'm sure he took the most direct route.
But he had 50 deep. He was leaning.
He rides deep, baby.
Well, Duke, actually, excuse me. Actually, what I've been doing is I've been getting into all the details. You're not going to believe this. I got into all the details of what they call queer theory. But it's only been applied. Queer theory's only been applied to like sexuality and stuff. I'm going to apply it to race. So I am now the first transracial president of the United States.
Hey, Mr. Trump, you are our third black president, sir. You are third black one.
Goodness gracious. Like, it's just so, it's like, at least we're going to have some fun through all this crazy crap.
Yeah.
Duke, I do got to run. I'm running out of time here, man.
Welcome home, President. Welcome home.
Thank you, Duke.
Thank you, Duke.
Let's go to Flower Child.
Hey, Flower Child.
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
What to do? Don't donate to the RNC. Donate to Trump. Send him some money, if you want to back him. Stop watching Fox News. Buy Roku and watch ONA News or Real America News. Don't read the talking points. I mean, Fox News is just the talking points like CNN and MSNBC. Stop being brainwashed.
And I would add to that, Flower Child, I would recommend all sorts of podcasts. Of course, Rogan Show is always great, but Patrick Bet David, that guy has got a heck of a show.
Say his name again, Joey?
Patrick Bet David. I think it's the PBD.
Matt David?
Patrick Bet, like making
BET?
a bet. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe get Eddie to text.
I will.
I've got the radio on too loud.
Yeah, Patrick Bet David is great. Tim Pool's show is usually pretty great. There are a lot of folks. Jordan Peterson's been interviewing all the presidential candidates and getting to the details. Tucker's show continues to do very well online. There are so many great voices out there right now.
And see, I read an article where a lot of people are cutting the cord with Spectrum and Comcast.
Yep.
And I've been trying my best to research and see, how I can do this easily for, to do that. My Spectrum bill is more than my power bill is. It's just gotten outrageous. And we've got to come up with another system. And I tell you another thing that really ripped me during COVID was when all the preachers took the money.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, they took Caesar's money.
There you go.
And I decreased my tithing, I can tell you. When I found out that they took that government money just to shut up in the pulpit, that was one of our big problems too. Because usually, that's where you can fight back a little bit. And then, and the Democrats, all they do is they listen to CNN and MSNBC. And then Al Gore told us in the 70s that we were going to have an ice age, and now now it's global warming. And, it's just so that these buddies can make money. The government doesn't tell you the truth, and anybody that thinks that they're telling you the truth is I'll use Red Top's terms, idiots.
There you go. Well.
So, but anyway, I know you got a Ray Bowles, so bye.
Let's go to Ray Bowles.
Hey, Ray Bowles.
Hey, one word advice. I don't care what the preacher says. Don't decrease your tithing. That's the last thing you want to do. Actually, you want to increase it.
Really?
You might want to go to a different church, but don't decrease your tithing, please, because I've been taught for many, many years you cannot outgive God. And I believe in it 110%. And you don't do it to get money back. You do it because it's a heart thing, and it's not a love of money. It is, where's your heart with money? But that's my 2 cents. If you need carpet, I can save you a little bit of money.
That number's still 285-8117?
It is 285-8117. Vinyl plank, laminate, wood, whatever you need. Give us a call. 285-8117. We'll come out there and we'll give you that free measurement. Next thing you know, you got a new floor down just that quick.
I was just taken aback by your very well done meditation on the virtue of charity. That was you got me, man. That was good.
Look, if we ever get into religion and talking about what we believe, I do believe my highest gift is giving, and so it's easy on me.
Amen.
There you go.
But hey, call us today, 285-8117.
And be sure to tell them you heard them here on News and Views in the afternoon. Appreciate it, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
And I've got like 10 seconds. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, guys. I just want to tell you I'm feeling great and enjoying this weather out here today. But earlier, there's a story Glenn Beck tells about somebody wanting him to run for president. No, they knew he wouldn't win, but we need somebody who can enunciate, who can spell out what's needed. And he's a good talker for sure. That's what. If I had more time, I was going to go into that. But Reagan was right there too. Why did he get in? He could describe to the nation what was needed.
There you go.
Well,
there you go, man.
Appreciate it, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Hey, I've heard some good radio today.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I think when it comes to those talk radios, we've said too much, really, to run for office.
At times, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg Bedell. He's next.